2 o'clock. And you know what? Okay, guys, we're live. Let me do my part. Let me get the link out. Where we at? Right here. Let me get this shit out. Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna definitely give my thoughts on that shit. But what's going on, J Love? But
Yo, what's good? What's poppin', man?
I don't agree with that shit, bro. I just don't agree with that shit because you
Big
obviously
money.
you looking like a fucking liar if you had to block me and shit for asking you the questions that you claim that was a real thing, and we're gonna
What happened,
definitely
Jay?
get to that. Jason
What's talking to
Schreier
me?
is on the Iron Legion. The Iron Lord's little podcast since one or whatever, and he's basically saying it should happen. He's not saying it will. And that's what I was trying to tell everybody before, that Jason Schreier, you can't go to him and say, hey, he's going to confirm what a company and a developer is planning on doing. He's not a part of that loop. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
so, so let me get this straight. He's saying on the website that it is coming to PC. That's what he's stating.
Yeah, that's what he's trying. That's what he's trying to state on Kotaku,
So,
that he has three
so
sources inside of Sony that's claiming that only one game. He didn't say all. See, it would have been a
well,
better headline that Sony is planning to bring multiple first-party exclusives to the PC platform. That would have been a realistic headline. There's
well,
nothing I could
right,
have said about it. But when you pinpoint only one game, not
right,
multiple, you
right.
said one game, and you said Horizon. It was weird that only one game will be going to the PC. If they bring one, everybody and their mother, as we saw with these multi-platform patterns that I've kept track of, with Crash Bandicoot going over, with Neo going over, with Dragon Quest going over. If one game's going over, a lot of them are going over, and we're talking about the third-party developers. There is no
Well, they were talking about Dreams too. They were saying Dreams too. They were saying
exactly, but then
Dreams.
when
They
it
were
got
saying,
clarified, they said that's what the director would like. It's not that it's going to happen. Again, they work underneath
like
Sony. So,
God of War.
exactly. So, the director and all of them, they can want what they want, but it's up to the PlayStation game division as a whole to make that decision. Now, like I
Oh,
said, the Dreams thing got clarified um, because what happened? The guy came out and said that, that's something he wants, and he knows it's not going to happen, but he does
right.
want to get that special license so the gamers that are making the good games inside of Dreams can put those games inside of like on other platforms. Let's say Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PC, right? You make a game inside of Dreams and then you can sell it on another platform. Me personally, I have no problem with that, because the one platform you'll be able to play it for free is inside of the PS4, right, or the PS5 in Dreams. So if you already have access to Dreams, you're already playing that game that other platforms will have to pay for, but you get to play it for free. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
these niggas is
it's like a
bugging, man.
future. It's like the future of Game Pass. I've used that before. Like Dreams, you buy it for $40. I got it early access for $30, and you got all of these creations, including the one that we're featuring here, and we're about to talk about, the Sonic movie. This
What,
creation was made in Dreams, by the way, people.
what made you approach this dude, Jason Schreier, Jay?
What
What,
made me approach
what made you?
Jason
Yeah.
Schreier is because that's where the rumor started. The original rumor is 62 days old now, right? It started in December. Now the clarified rumor that only talked about one game, that game is about 30 something. So, so basically the rumor started 2 months ago. The clarified rumor started about 30 days ago, which is another month. So in total,
So,
it's 2 months old in total.
Yo,
but yet, you
Jay.
know what's so funny though? You know what's so funny though? IGN, they hit up Sony about that, and Sony didn't even get back to him about that shit,
Because they're
yo.
not.
Hey,
Cause that shit
Good
ain't
question.
real.
I ain't trying to interlude in the conversation, but is my audio good?
Yeah, your audio is good.
Yeah.
Audio is
Okay.
perfect.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
IGN said they hit up what's called about it, and they said the Sony didn't no respond to him.
Yeah, bro, look, why would you respond to something that's bullshit? You can't keep responding to every outlandish claim. You just can't. Bro, other than
Well,
that,
this
you're
is
going to be like us, right? You're going to be on the internet almost every day trying to answer every question all the time.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Jay. I think all this shit is coming from them niggas at RDX. Because I be like I said, you see how I am. I go to monitor these niggas, and a lot of this niggas doing fucking dealer. What he's doing, I got sources. I link you to it. He keeps doing this shit all the fucking time. That shit is coming from that nigga, yo. A lot of this shit. He keeps saying, I got sources. This is this. This is this. This is more powerful. He keeps doing that shit all the fucking time, yo. This
Well,
is the year of, PlayStation exclusives are going to PC. This is
yeah,
all
and you know what?
misinformation. This is
You
the
know
year of
what?
all that bullshit, yo.
What I don't understand is they claim that this is a good consumer thing for everyone, right?
Fuck
But
out of here,
if it
man. Get
happens
the fuck
for
out of here.
PlayStation, it's bad. You know,
Nah.
it's like it's a two.
Yeah.
It's like double standards. If it happens for Xbox, this is good. But if it happens for
Yeah.
PlayStation, we know it's bad. But we still want them to do it
Y'all want
because
to
we
know
know it's
something
bad.
though? Like you said,
Yeah.
Solo. Like I don't know these cats personally like that. I don't care to be honest with you. But like you said, bro, just go on their podcast and just start listening to their relevant topics and
Exactly.
propaganda that they spit out. And I told you we had a
Yeah.
conversation yesterday. Okay, most likely
Yeah.
it's coming from these X bots, right?
Let's do. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but check this out. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Nah.
Because they have nothing to play, bro.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Them motherfuckers is mad.
If you
Them
had something
niggas
to
want.
play, if you had something to do, it would be a lot different.
Yeah. Them niggas want PlayStation to be like Xbox. They want the fall of Xbox to become the fall of PlayStation. Everything that
And
Xbox
that
is the
ain't
X
good for
phase
gaming,
man is going
man.
through. Man, niggas don't give a fuck about the Xbox, man. I don't
That's
give a
not
fuck
good for
that shit.
gaming at all.
I told Zaire next gen. I said I don't give a fuck if they bow out, man. I don't give. Niggas ain't gonna miss them motherfuckers, yo. Niggas don't give a fuck about that shit. The Xbox brand. Niggas don't give a fuck about that shit. Niggas don't care, man. Now PlayStation gets out the game, it's gonna be a motherfucking crisis out this motherfucker, man. As we
Exactly.
know
But
it.
you know what's funny? Why would you, as a gamer, try to spew bullshit like that on a company that is kept gaming alive this whole
Of
generation? Yeah,
course.
Nintendo has done a
Yes.
good job when the Switch showed up. But
Yes.
before the Switch
Yes.
showed up, it was all PlayStation carrying this
PlayStation.
generation. And you could say the
Yes.
same thing about the PS1 and the PS2. The PS1
PS2.
and the PS2 were carrying that generation, bro.
Absolutely.
If, they,
Absolutely revived it.
if just think if PlayStation wasn't there. Like,
Hell
if
no.
PlayStation wasn't there, would there ever have been a console that sold 100 million? Hell no.
No.
Because
Hell
none of the
no.
none of the Sega systems did it, and none of the Nintendos did it before PlayStation showed up. But PlayStation
Facts.
is one of the systems, the gaming consoles that come out, and even handhelds, they sell a lot. Like the
Hell
PSP, that
yeah.
sold like what, 80 million? You know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, you have high selling PlayStation
Look,
systems, and that's crazy, bro.
the Vita could have did it, but what happened? They didn't support it long. They didn't support
Yeah,
it.
and
I think
look,
that's what it is. The Vita could have did it.
The Vita is the worst story ever for Sony because it was stuck between the PS3 comeback
And the PS.
and the
Right.
launch of the PS4. And it's
Right.
like you're asking gamers to buy a $300 handheld with the power of a console between the
Mm-hmm.
two. And it's like,
Yep.
motherfuckers are not gonna do that, bro. Like, we
Yeah.
know next gen is coming, and then we still trying to buy games for current gen. Like, do you
Yeah.
have enough money to buy that handheld? Fuck no. The answer is
Right.
no. You know? But it
You
wasn't
think
a
the Vita
bad
is more
system,
powerful?
though. It was still a great
Yeah.
system.
You think the Vita is more powerful? I know it's more powerful than the Switch. I think it is.
It,
Yo.
it does
I think it
some
is.
things better, but, when it comes to graphics for some games, like, like I love Smash Brothers, right? That art style, those graphics are amazing, and some things the Vita just can't do. But was the Vita ahead of its time for then? Let's say if Nintendo brought out
Yes.
a console at that same around that same time, yeah, the Vita would have had better graphics, no doubt, and it did, and it was better. It had some really, really good graphics compared to the Wii
Hell
that was
yeah.
out that
Very
time.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, that's
Uncharted.
PlayStation, bro. I mean, even if you go all the way back to the PSP had way better graphics than the original DS. It had
Oh
way
yeah.
better
Hell
graphics.
yeah.
You know,
Hell
and
yeah.
you don't hear that. You don't hear people talk about that shit. PlayStation has always been ahead. I hate when people say, like this new thing that the most powerful console is not promised to win. Well, look at the PS4, look at the PSP. You know, like I don't know if the
Yeah.
DS outsold the PSP. It could have. I could go look at those sales, but the PSP sold very, very good for the power that it had.
Don't listen to them niggas, Jay. Don't
How
listen to that
much did the
bullshit.
original DS sell?
I mean,
Them
the
niggas want all that shit.
PSP was awesome because you could take like
How
they
much did
had
the
like your
original?
movies and your games. You could do all that shit on it.
Yeah, and then
Them
you
niggas have.
had a lot of shit like firmwares. There you go, firmware updates. You
Mhm.
you had the theme support, as you guys know, I'm a big theme hunter. You had attachments later on that had a camera. You know, you had Skype support on the PSP, and you had Skype support with video chatting on the PS Vita. Netflix was on the Vita. YouTube was on the Vita. Facebook, Twitter was on the Vita. They had a calendar. They even had a fucking alarm clock app that was on the Vita. Bro, front and back cameras at a time when
Oh
most
yeah.
phones didn't even have front and back cameras.
True.
I'm telling you,
Yep.
bro, PlayStation is always ahead, and that's why I have a lot of faith in whatever they're gonna do. I know what they're gonna do is gonna be great, and I just cannot wait for it. Uh, guys, I just
So,
got a
buddy, what's
couple
this?
more things.
Nobody.
Hey, what's up?
Nobody. Honey, I didn't even allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Jay Love. I'm PlayStation Legion fucking member. So let me introduce myself to the whole panel. Big Money Honey. No Bunny Honey. You know, Big Yellow Fella.
Jay,
Who else we
Jay.
got there? Son of Sam. Who else we got? Yellow. Yo, what's good, everybody? Everybody blessed. Yo, what's good, man? You know, it's all good. Damn. The fuck? Snowing and shit? Yo, snowing out? God damn.
What up? It's snowing over there?
Yeah, snowing.
Well, you in
The
New York,
fuck?
right? Oh,
Yeah.
I
J
don't know.
Love, J Love, hey man, I love you to death, bro, but don't call me Big Money, honey. Don't do that to me, my nigga. Huh?
I'm just fucking with you,
God,
man. I'm just fucking
hey,
Bro,
with you,
look,
man.
all you gotta do is
Yeah.
call him No Money, man. That's his new name.
Oh, Big Money with the money, man. He got the
Nah,
money.
nah,
That's
he
why it's
don't got no
called Big
money,
Money,
man.
man.
He don't got no money.
Yo, Jay, you won that bet. Who won that bet?
Let's talk.
Who won that bet?
Let's talk. You already know I won that bet, but I'm gonna
Oh,
let him wait until whenever he want to pay that out. As
I
far as
got
the
the
other
Big Money. I'm
bet,
gonna cover you, man. Go
we
ahead.
got some shit. We got some shit to talk about as far as bet.
What? What?
So there was a bet that made somebody not do a podcast today.
Who?
The Weapon Wheel is not doing a podcast today, from what I heard. And one of the main reasons is because the host of the Weapon Wheel, Broken Games, currently is losing the bet for Dreams. They don't want Dreams to score high because they want to win a $60 bet from who I believe to be J-May. And it seems like Kofi and Broken Games believe that Dreams was going to be a bad game. They've been shitting on this game for years.
Oh man, yeah, I've been watching that
You
do
saw
Kofi,
what been
man.
going down. You saw the score and you saw the reviews. After 22
We're
reviews,
sitting that right now, Jay. We're sitting that right now. 91.
91. After 22 reviews, which is pretty damn good.
Damn, it was like 95.
Look,
That shit dropped.
a lot of people forget Media Molecule's very first game was Little Big Planet. It's sitting at a 95 with 85 reviews. Little Big
What?
Planet.
Little bit.
Yes, the very
Yeah.
first game. And Little Big Planet 2 is sitting at a 91 with a similar amount of reviews in the 80s. The only Little Big Planet that scored low was Little Big Planet 3. Obviously, because it wasn't 100% dealt with by Media Molecule, they passed it off to a different developer. I forgot who the fuck it was, but they passed it off to a developer that also worked on Crackdown. So, as you can know, it's not the best. Now, the best thing about Part 3, it had backwards compatibility between the first and second Little Big Planet as far as online creations. So, you could play every creation that was made in Little Big Planet 1, 2, and of course you had access to Part 3, which allowed you to have unlimited amounts of levels to play. And Dreams is on a whole nother level than that. It's like Little Big Planet times 10. It is just out there. It's just so much shit you can do with it. I think I have shared it everywhere. I want to make sure PlayStation Legion puts that one out on the official Twitter page. Guys, if you have a friend or whatever that wants to listen in, don't be afraid to send this link out or let them know that we are streaming right now. We are about to get into the topics. As you can see, most of them are down below. I'm fixing up the podcast. Every time we go live, things will be different. Things will be better. I'm learning. Let me see. In the meantime, let's pick out one of the topics. Oh shit! I didn't put a space between that one.
Yeah, you sent me like 20 topics. Which ones you gonna start out with?
Let's
You know what I'm
talk about
saying?
Bleeding Edge because that's Big Money's favorite game.
All right.
That's your favorite game, Big Money?
Yep.
Big Money.
No, they call him.
And
Big
we
Money.
with JayTechTV. Hey, my fault, y'all. I keep putting this thing on because I don't know what this sound is, but this sound keep coming up. So if it take me some time to respond, my fault. I'm just putting it on private because it's a sound coming from my computer. I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's
So I'm not
okay.
trying to mess up with it.
Maybe it's the
Yo,
sound of
So please forgive me if I come too late with the response.
The Big Money. Big
Yes,
Money.
sir.
Yo,
Yes,
try
sir.
to get this dude on, man. Try to get this dude on here, mooch, man. I need to crucify that dude. I need to crucify that nigga, yo.
Let me tell you, it's gonna be a while before we get any guests up in here. It's gonna be a while before we get any more guests up in this.
I told Big Money, we won't be getting people from that well or the crumb side well, but there's other gamers that will definitely show up. So I'm not ever gonna say people won't show up. I understand what people did and why they wanted to do that. It obviously was let's say a gaming political hit. But I'm not slowing down. Like gaming news is gaming news. I'm a gamer. If you think that is going to stop me from wanting to play video games, it's stupid. But for you to even think that doing that to me would make me stop celebrating video games is really fucking it's low. It's really low. Because that's what it was. That's why they did it. They thought that I would lose my voice.
This dude is out of commission, Jay, right?
Huh?
This dude is out of commission, right?
It's fucked up. But let's talk about our first topic. We won't cover Bleeding Edge. Okay, we're not gonna cover that. We're not gonna cover that first. Let's talk about the Sonic movie. I put that on my other topic. Okay. We're gonna talk about the Sonic movie. Who here has saw the Sonic movie?
Only you.
Nah, I ain't see it. Son of Sam seen that shit though. He enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know.
That nigga was eating a bar of popcorn and had a Pepsi next to that shit, enjoying it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give my review. Before the second after credit scene, I was gonna write on Twitter 8 out of 10, right? And the reason why I was even already that high is because I'm a gamer. And when I saw that movie, I viewed it as a gamer, not as a movie goer, right? And it was well written. They had some little bit of cringiness as far as some of the jokes. Probably about 3 jokes that made me cringe a little bit. But my personal opinion on the movie, it was definitely an 8 out of 10. After I saw the second after credit scene, I immediately gave that movie a 9 out of 10. I'm letting you guys know right now, if you see the Rotten Tomatoes critic score, it's much lower than the viewer score, was sitting at a 95. The viewer score is 95 and the critic score is like something in the 60s or something. Because again, critics are going to watch this movie as a movie. They're not gamers. They don't give a fuck about video games. They don't know what game history is inside of this movie. They don't know what the sounds or melodies or songs represent, or different logos that you might see, or jokes or names. They don't know this stuff. But if you are a gamer and you played this stuff, or played Sonic for a while, you will know. You will know. They had a lot of Easter eggs in this movie, just so many. I love the beginning too. The opening for Sonic was very heart touching. I didn't expect that type before you got into the main story, which you see most of the time in the movie trailers. But it was really, really, really cool. It was really cool. Jim Carrey was hilarious. He was like, not at one point in time was one of his jokes did not land, or one of whatever he was doing did not land. That dude's a fucking legend. Really, really surprised they got him. You know, I thought he was like super, super hard to get for something like this, but you know, they got him. He really brought out the Eggman character. Um, so yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, it's like movie tickets are what, $11, $12 sometimes. I definitely think you should go see it. If you got kids, you know, like nephews, nieces, cousins, shit like that, they should definitely experience Sonic. I mean, the way we experienced him when we were younger. They will definitely relate to this character. He is relatable to those age groups. But you know, around the time that I got there, I was so fucking lucky. My movie started around 1:20. So you know, it was a school day. Even though it was Valentine's Day, it was a school day. It was a work day, so it was pretty empty, you know. So I was, I think it was I don't know, I'd say about 30. Eventually, it'd eventually be 30 people in there. Pretty big movie theater, but I'm glad that I saw the movie and I wasn't interrupted at all by kids yelling or screaming or laughing or any of that shit. Um, but yeah, nobody else saw it. I think Mr. J went out to see the movie, but he hasn't given me his review, but yeah, a 9 out of 10. You know, wait for both of the after credits, okay? Wait for both of the after credits. You're gonna really, really smile. It's gonna make you love that movie even more. Um, they definitely did that Marvel shit, like, you know, like.
When do you think I'll be able to pilot the movie, JayTech?
I'm not gonna answer that.
6 months, 3 months.
I give you like.
I'll watch it then.
I give you a month.
All right.
Guys, talking about Sonic, we're gonna move on to Dreams. The featured topic picture is from Dreams. This was made during the Dreams beta. Okay, it was made. No, it was made during the Dreams early access. So you know, this guy that makes these models, he makes Sonic, all types of models, Dragon Ball. He is so skilled. He is very, very skilled. I can't pronounce his name worth shit. But I have a couple of his creations in my playlist. It's so many people, so many names to get familiar with. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Dreams. And I know a couple of us have the game. Even Snow Bunny that doesn't have the game, she knows about the game. Um, we'll be talking about what it is, what it means for gaming in the long run for Sony, and also the review score and why people are confused about the review score, even though getting higher than a 90 is not something you know, Media Molecule is new to. They get games over a 90. Frostbite Slash donated €5. What did he say? He said, "What's going on, everyone? Hope you all have been having a good weekend." Yeah, I have. I haven't gotten as much sleep as I wanted. You know, I did a little workout. Not, you know, I really gotta get back into it. I'm fit. It's just, you know, it's I haven't done it in a little while. I guess the working out that I normally do. So maybe I do have to slowly gain into it. Um, but you know, I don't know. I just tire myself out. I need to do a little bit better with that. I need to start working myself, and I need to not be lazy enough to start like chipping away on the workout plan each day to get me to where I wanted to be with the amount of like, you know, push-ups.
Yeah, he just asked you how your weekend was. He didn't ask you to give us a
Also, I wanted to talk about Big Money and that bet. You know what, Big Money? That bet money is not for me.
He giving us a whole autobiography for your whole weekend. Just say, yeah, man, I've been doing good. Frostbite, man, thank you for the $5, guys. Everybody's been doing good, family. How you been doing? Did you get you a sweet pie for Friday?
I think he was on vacation. He said he was on vacation last time we talked.
Thank God for Big Money.
Shut the hell up. Okay.
Lord forbid.
I swear to God, he's gonna keep going too.
You know what? We should talk about Big Money. Big Money standing for dreams because I know that motherfucker didn't get it. What's your?
Yeah, I hate the hell out of dreams.
Okay.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
You lucky I ain't bet you, bro. That would have been a big upset for you.
Hey, you know what? I think we talked about this yesterday. But I think the biggest thing about dreams are PlayStation gamers. Will they buy it? That's the main thing. Will they buy it? And I can't. You know what? Wait a minute. You know what, Jay? We did remember the other week we were joking about. Remember, I said I think Dreams will sell more than Death Stranding. I really think that.
Listen,
I really do.
You want to know why? You want to know why? It doesn't matter if it doesn't sell well this year. It's a 10-year plan. They've let people know. Sony and Media Molecule have publicly said that this game is a 10-year plan. They're already prepared for it not to sell. And you want to know why, Sam? Or was it Adam that told me that they didn't spend a lot of money making this game? It didn't cost $1 million to make this game. It was like thousands of dollars, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. It didn't cut. Where
did he get that information from, though?
Fucking, it's Adam, bro. He talks to walls. You know.
That don't mean shit.
How much?
Just because of that, I don't think I can't see them working on that game. They've been working on that game for 7 years, and they didn't spend $1 million. I don't know. I don't know about stuff like that. So let me take myself out the equation. Anyway, the thing is, just because it's a 10-year plan, I still think they want to see how that game. But I don't want them to look at it like the first year and it only sell like 1,000 units, and they be like, "Well, that's okay." No, man, I want that game to sell real good. It got a high score, even though we don't care. Like I said, we were talking about this yesterday. We don't care about the scores that they give, like the IGN. We don't give a fuck about that. I just want to see if the game will sell, because I have been down on the game. I didn't give up on the game, but my main thing is with games nowadays, I'm so scared with these games that they just make these games and they're not fun to play. I'm tired of playing good games that's not fun to play. And I thought this game was going to be one of them. I haven't played it. I've seen a lot of people play it. Jay, you're the only one that I've seen out there that's really been promoting this game. But that's what I'm scared of with this game. Now I want to see if the PlayStation gamers are going to buy it. Media Molecule, they got a big fan base. So hopefully people will buy it, but I'm scared. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm real scared. I think for the first month, I think this game, I want this game to do $1 million in the first month or two. That's what I hope it does in the first month or two. It might fall pretty short of that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just saying, Big Money, feeding off of that. We got to support it. Go out and support that game, man.
That's the thing. Like, who? All right, now let's be. The only person in here that bought it so far is JayTech, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, I have it.
And
I'm copping it. No, I'm
yeah, they're early access.
No, I'm gonna get it though. I'm gonna get it.
Gonna get it.
I'm gonna get it. Okay, I'm gonna copy it. Yeah, I'm gonna support it, man. We PlayStation gamers, we gotta support these games, man, because these games are only possible on PlayStation. You gotta understand that. So, if you're looking for fun games, we have them all here. It's just that you got to sort through them and look what's fun to you, man. This is a game probably for your kids. My daughter.
Jay,
probably
like the best way.
You might be right.
The best way you can say it though, bro. Because like you just said, bro, when it comes to the Sony brand, bro, there's so many options for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What may be fun to Big Money ain't gonna be fun to me, and vice versa. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So again, with Dreams itself, bro, like it's a gaming hub because there's many things that you can get up out of it, man.
Get out of it.
I mean, that's like with me, with everybody, when I say I didn't get Mario Maker, people are like, well, why didn't you get Mario Maker? For me, that type of game is not fun because I don't enjoy making stuff. I just want to play it. Somebody else wants to make it and then go from there. That's fine. But for me, it's like like if I was on PlayStation, I most likely would not be getting Dreams because
see, I'm right there with her. I'm right there with her.
I'm not one to build the crap. I just want to play it.
See,
me too.
Then there you go. You don't have to build anything. You don't have to build shit. You can just play it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But see, my thing is when I buy a game, okay, you have two aspects of that game. You can build stuff and you can play it. If I'm not doing one, then I feel like I'm not getting my money's worth by buying it. You understand what I mean? Like I could go into Mario Maker and play all the levels, but the other half of the game I'm not even playing. Like Dead by Daylight. I would love to get that game, but I could play as a victim, but I could never play as a killer because the killer's first person view.
Oh, okay.
So it's like so it was like I wouldn't be getting my money's worth out of it.
I understand what you're saying, Snow Bunny, but I think they understand that too. That's why they're not charging people $60. They're charging people $40. And me personally, I don't create anything, and I don't feel like I'm cheated out of my money at all. I know that's your opinion, but as far as me, I paid $30, which is half of the price of a normal game. So the other part of the game that I might not use a lot, what I do is I might remix a level. I used to put things in levels that definitely needed to be there. I don't think I will ever have to do that ever again because there are going to be so many people that know what to do, to make sure what characters are in a certain level that should be there. But having invested $30 into the early access around March or February, probably like about February or March or April of last year, I feel that I've got my money's worth before the game officially came out last week. Like I really
it was always on it, bro.
Yeah, that was my most played game last year. It wasn't Death Stranding, it wasn't Days Gone, it was Dreams. Why? Because it already had so much content that I could definitely go back every day and check up on the updates. And I want to just explain this to people. In game development, you have to pay to release these patches that we get. On Dreams, you don't gotta pay. You can go back and edit that shit flawlessly every second, every minute, every day, every hour that you want. You can flawlessly for free update your creation and put whatever you want as much as you want. So yeah, you're always going to get a better experience, and you don't know what the fuck somebody has changed in just a day. Let alone if you leave and play some, other games that have just came out. Let's say Final Fantasy about to come out, right? We got Neo 2 about to come out. We got tons of other games that are about to come out. Doom is about to come out. Well, people might take a break from Dreams, but when they return, they're going to see some amazing shit. I just saw a first-person remake of Fallout 4. That's going on.
On Dream?
Yeah, on Dreams. Accurate to the
T. I'll go deeper than that, Jay. To co-sign with that, that motherfucker showed me a hotel or / apartment. And Jay was like, "Do you know what this is, Yella?" As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do." Damn it, Jay. You gonna make me go buy this motherfucker.
Yeah.
What it was, ladies and gentlemen, it was the Silent Hill location. Remember when you go to I don't know if anybody was there playing Silent Hill? Yeah, it was the little apartment complex.
And that's the thing, bro. It's people like me and Yella that have a deep understanding of the history of gaming. Let's say, and I don't care if you get hurt. Me and Yella been gaming for a long time before this gen. I was a proud gamer before it was popular to be a fucking gamer. And Yella was too. And it's a lot of shit in this game from people that are just like me and Yella. We might not only be about gaming, we might be about pop culture. I remember when the beta was out, niggas already made a wrestling ring from WWF, not E. People already have Batman the Animated Series characters in this fucking game.
Afro Samurai.
Afro Samurai, Boondocks is in here. Somebody is already working on a legit Simpson hit and run. Car mechanics are good. The car is good. Homer looks all right. They got parts of the cul-de-sac. They're doing some amazing things. And that's what I like about this game. It pays for itself.
Yeah, Jay, let me ask you a question. But doesn't it concern you, like, since this game, you know how me and you've been joking back and forth about this game since you first picked it up, right?
Doesn't it flooding you up?
Doesn't it concern you about...
What happened?
I said, as many times as Jay has hit big money and me with pictures and timeline.
Yeah, all that shit, sending me all those pictures every motherfucking day.
I can hook you.
Hey, but no. Doesn't it concern you that the last, 3 months, that the only time you seen somebody talk about that game is when you talked about it.
Hold on.
That really
Let me let
concerns
me
me.
let me let me set you straight on that because you're right. And this is the story I want to set straight since we got a high amount of viewers. We got 36. Normally we get a little bit higher, but for right now, it seems like that's the highest we're gonna get for the last couple minutes. I've done my part and shared the stream. You guys should definitely share the stream. A lot of people's feeling about to get hurt. I saw people that again with the drama that happened with me about 3 weeks ago, they had abandoned me. Those people that had abandoned me, unfollowed me, blocked me, and shit like that. If you retweet somebody else's quote of that person that blocked you, you can actually see that whole tweet. That's just a glitch on Twitter. So motherfuckers that say shit, all you have to do is retweet that person's tweet that you're already following of that person that blocked you, and you can see their shit, right? And I saw a guy that had unfollowed me and blocked me and just stabbed me in the back after all that bullshit drama. He hated Dreams. He didn't know why I liked it. He didn't touch it. He didn't get the beta. He didn't get the early access. He didn't care about it. But I saw this motherfucker showing off Fallout 4 from Dreams yesterday, late last night. Now, I had already streamed it in the beta. It's already in my public playlist. I don't know how he found it, but I do know he got the game. He was one of the non-believers. Obviously, he's not going to listen to anything I recommend because he doesn't like me. But because of that score, he wanted to get it. I saw people in comment section that you might not see. Again, you're not me. You don't have my eyes. You're not on the parts of Twitter that I'm on. But I saw some dude in the comment section earlier this morning after seeing like some level Mario or whatever. Nintendo fans are drawing to this game, by the way. There are other people that might not be with Nintendo or that might be their side system with the Switch. And they might say, hey, bro, I want to get this game and create. Again, it's not a $60 game. If this game was a $60 game, it would not have sold. I'm sorry. It wouldn't have. But they were smart enough to understand that. A $40 game, let's say in the next 6 months, right? This game might be as low as $20. That's a guaranteed buy right there. At the end of the year, the prediction that I had with Yella and Adam is that this game will be bundled with the PS5. And let's say you don't have enough money to buy a game with it, it won't matter because this game will be bundled with the PS5 and you have as much content as you want until you feel that you want to buy something. But yeah, you might not see it, but I see people changing their mind about this game, supporting this game, and that's what it's all about. There are other people now gonna do what I was doing. I can retire. I don't really have to do what I'm doing with Dreams as much as I need to. I can go back and play some of these other games. Did I get paid for it? No. But I thought it was a proper thing because this game is powerful. It's nothing like this game, and it's all
Damn sure
about,
ain't.
huh?
Damn sure ain't. I said damn sure ain't.
Yeah, it's all about the skill too. Like some game developers you don't fucking like. They might make nothing but indie games that you can't stand. They look pixelated. They look like shit, right? But then there's other developers, let's say like Insomniac or Naughty Dog. Well, they didn't always start out with The Last of Us Part 2. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is when it comes to Dreams. I see people that just worked on a fucking tree and man, that shit was fucking horrible. But
Oh, did I see
they
somebody
had a
create? Did I
fucking
see somebody create The Last of Us on that shit?
yeah. They're doing everything. You don't even have to ask. Just think, and it's done.
Yo,
But
I
yeah,
said
long
this.
story short, bro, it's all about your skill, and people will get better, just like drawing. I wasn't the best artist when I was really, 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 really young, but keep drawing and keep trying to do faces and kept trying to do bodies, and I got a pattern down that I can make a character in less than 5 minutes, full shape up, head, everything. I mean, it takes time, but they have amazing tutorials. My dream, right, for this game is for indie developers, right, that they are tired of probably spending tons of money putting out a game that they know could look better to make a game inside of Dreams. The thing is, every game developer has a PS4 in their game studio. We all know that. Just think of the possibilities if every game studio had Dreams, and when they're not making a game, they might fool around in Dreams and see what they can produce. Again, that's just amazing amount of content. But the
Yeah, I seen
content
this
we've
nigga.
gotten right now has not been from game developers. It has been from gamers like me and you, or the people that adopted Little Big Planet, which have been waiting for this game. And that was a game with a huge community, you know.
Yeah, I seen the motherfucker creating SpongeBob on that
Remember,
shit.
Little Big Planet was
Yeah.
a $60 game, all of them.
Little Big Planet was a game ahead of its time, bro. A
Exactly.
lot of people didn't get it or understand it.
Yeah.
It was definitely ahead of its time, but that was another game that was a $60 game and it did very well, you know. But obviously you can look at this game, Big Money. You know it didn't cost a lot. We're not, you know it didn't cost a lot. It didn't cost a lot in advertisement either because they don't do advertising for this fucking game.
Yeah, because you did it. They didn't have to pay anybody.
Yeah, you know. So
How much did the early access sell, JayTech? I know they released the numbers.
I don't know, man. I could go look on Google. What are the early
I
access
think it was over
sales
100K,
for
and that was
games
just early
PS4?
access.
Here's what I found on the web.
I don't know, man. They're not. I don't know where I would look.
You know what? That's what I was thinking, Sam. I think this game can do a million in the first 2 months. Give it 3 months. I can say it can do a good million. If it does that, I'll be like, okay, that's a good place for this game to be.
That's all it needs.
I would only this game in 3 or 4 months and it only does like 100,000. I would hate to see that. It's not a bad number, but that just shows the support that it's getting. And I think Sony would look at that and be like, ugh.
It might be one of those sleeper hits. It might, like I'm saying, like I played a lot of games that didn't get follow-ups. I've also watched a lot of animes that didn't get follow-ups, and I thought they were like the best anime or best games I've ever played, and they just, they might have not did well enough to get follow-ups.
Yep.
So Dreams is gonna be a slow burn, obviously. But I'm not going into Dreams saying, hey, this shit's gonna do fucking Spider-Man or God of War numbers. We got to be realistic. Even you, Big Money. Like
Did you expect God of War to sell the way it did, though? Like, there's a lot of games that have
I
surpassed
didn't expect that
expectations.
game to sell that way because God of War had always, to me, been a dark horse. Like, people know of it. I loved it, but did I ever expect it to sell that way? Hell no. And then they changed it.
Yeah, nah. I knew that game was gonna take off. I knew it.
I'm not saying. Look, I played every God of War. I played the PSP ones. I played 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, but it tripled the previous.
Exactly. I could not have
War
predicted that.
Yeah,
I don't think any gamer could have predicted the way
so
they did.
Why can't the attach rate help out Dreams in this situation?
And that's what I think. We're looking at
you had it from the
108
PlayStation
million
Messiah.
consoles. And this game, right, is a $40 game in a time period right now, currently, where there are no games out to compete with it. You know what I'm saying?
Jay,
and what's going to sell the game is people posting their creations online.
Let me say this. Let me say this to you. Jay, let me say this to you. Ghost of Tsushima is going to hit diamond. I'm telling you this. If not, I'm telling you, I will send you a gift card to your favorite restaurant in your hood. I'm telling you, Ghost of Tsushima is going to go diamond. I'm telling you,
that's a no-brainer. We're talking about what's going on now. That's a no-brainer, J Love. I know that. Trust me. I'm not promoting it, but I know that. We all know that. We know what to expect from that game. But what we're talking about is the number of people that own a PS4. Let's say we got 108 million PS4 sold worldwide, right? And Dreams is a $40 game with no advertisement by Sony. They can say they did some. They didn't do any that really matter. Let's be honest. That shit is not on commercials. We didn't even see the what is it? The little montage when they show all the good reviews. They didn't even do one of those fucking videos yet. Maybe it might be out Monday.
You know what? Yeah. This is going to sound odd, but I'm wondering if they did more advertising in other countries. Because somebody posted a picture showing how the Sony websites in other countries had like the backdrop of Dreams as like, the header or whatever. And here in America didn't have that as the backdrop. Here in the US.
But that was in the UK. That was in UK.
Yeah, the UK had Dreams on buses. They had it on train terminals, on the screens and monitors.
Digital billboards.
Yeah, so they've done their part because that's where Media Molecule lives. I expect that, but that's a huge market. The UK gaming gamers over there, they buy a lot of fucking games. Sometimes they're
That's,
first. Sometimes
that's
the United
PlayStation
States is,
territory.
huh?
That's PlayStation territory.
Yeah,
UK is
but
PlayStation
sometimes
territory.
they're
Yeah.
first compared to United States sales when it pertains to certain
No, I'm
games.
talking about besides the UK, they showed like Japan and
Oh,
two. They
oh,
showed another website, another Sony website, the UK's website, Japan's website, and the US's. The other three were all promoting Dreams on their channels. I mean, on their web
Oh.
I
pages.
know what you're talking
So
about. Yeah,
I'm wondering if they were promoting it more in other countries than they were here in the
that's a
US.
no doubt. I believe so. And I don't understand. I don't like it. Me and Sam have talked about it. We supposed to have a series of the shit that we don't like from Sony. And as soon as we get a nice name, we will have a series. And if you guys can come back during the week, if schedules permits that, we will definitely have a
Jay,
series where we talk about shit we don't like from Sony. And this is one of the things. Like there are some games, obviously, they get more attention when it comes to promotions and advertisements than other games. And Dreams could benefit greatly from that. But again, how the fuck, just what Big Money said, how do you advertise a game like Dreams? How do you do it? You know? Like me, my go-to is, hey, look, there's Mario. Hey, you can make this in there. Hey, look, you can do this. That's all I know. That will get people to really look at it. But Sony
But I
can't
mean,
make an advertisement about Mario being in their game. Like they can't do
no,
that.
but you can make an advertisement of how some games that's been released on Sony and me, everybody, we always know things that we could do to make them better.
Uh,
What if you promoted something saying, "Hey, yeah, we have a game here called Dreams. All the things you don't like in other games, why don't you make it yourself and make it better?"
Yeah,
There's
but see, then
ways to
that's
advertise.
gone with the thing that you were saying that hey, you don't want to buy a game where you have to do all the fucking work.
But then the thing is you have people who bought Little Big Planet. How did they advertise Little Big Planet?
It was a side scroller.
Mul-
It,
multiplayer.
yeah, it was side scroller. It had multiplayer. One thing I'm not a big fan of on Dreams, right? That I didn't like about this launch is that the slow burn is by them. They could have had VR ready, VR support ready. They get the early access was out for a better part of a year, and they also could have had the multiplayer ready. Again, I talked to Yella and I talked to Sam about maybe they sabotaging the game because they don't want it to be too big because they got to support all of these people on the fucking servers putting all these creations, and that's a lot of fucking. Just think, like, what if fucking 2-3 million people have dreams by the end of the fucking year? And think about each creation from them, like, or each game. That's a lot of fucking shit. I don't know what the servers look like for dreams. But they're still
Yeah,
gonna
you know what
add
I'm
this
thinking?
shit, huh?
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking at the next couple of months, I'm gonna give it 6 months. I think if they don't put any numbers out on how Dreams did, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna put any numbers out.
No, the
But
numbers they
Dreams,
will do will be creations and how many. Like they'll do that
yeah,
Xbox shit. Yeah.
I'm thinking if Dreams goes to PlayStation now, I think we can pretty much see how good it did. Because I'm thinking within the first 6 months, it's going to go to PlayStation Now. In the next 6 months, it might go to PlayStation Now. I can see
We
it
can.
ending
I
up
want to
there.
make a bet because I don't believe that one. That's a little bit too outlandish.
I'm not. That's just
No,
something
no, we
I'm
gotta make a
talking
bet.
about. Oh hell, I ain't betting on that one.
I like making bets with you because you lose a lot.
But I can see it in the next 6 months. If the game doesn't do well, as far as financially for Sony, I think they ain't gonna have no other choice but to send it to PlayStation
But
Now.
look, if the game did cost under $1 million to make, and they make they sell 1 million or 2 copies, they made their money back for a $40 game. And
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
they said they have a 10-year plan. Why would they put the game on PlayStation Now if they have a 10-year plan and they know what to expect? Like
So they
if
worked on this game for 9 years and
it,
it was under $1 million. I find that hard to believe.
That's what I'm saying.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know
I
about
mean,
Yeah,
that
you have
number.
like
look, the game went through its
salaried employees for 9 years. That's more than $1 million, man.
But you
Yeah,
gotta
like
think
that's what I'm
about
saying. I don't know about that,
okay,
Jay.
look,
Maybe
okay,
maybe it did, maybe it did. I don't know. I don't know.
That's
I don't
insane,
know
man.
where Adam get that.
yeah, but
I don't
okay,
even know where he
let's
get that.
let's say it's not under $1 million. Let's say 10 million.
It's at least a
Let's
$30 million something game, you would think.
okay, a 30 million. Let's say a 30 to 40, or maybe even at the highest 50, at the lowest 30, right? 30 million, highest 50 million. And this is a 10-year game. It can definitely make its money back, even if it's at $40. Again, they're prepared for what you're saying. Big money.
But you're forgetting one thing here. The key thing you got to think about here is, you remember when you said the developer was trying to get it so that people could sell their games?
Yeah.
They're going to take a portion of those sales.
There you go.
You do realize that.
Uh-huh.
So even if it is a 10-year plan, they're going to be making their money back, because once the moment that they're going to be able to get it so that people can sell their games, they're going to take a portion of those proceeds.
And see, this is another thing. This is where it gets crazy. When they get that license, they need this special license. Adam will be here soon, hopefully, and he can break this down. But once they get that license, right, they can allow creators to make a game and then sell it, right? They might sell it on another platform. They might sell it on PlayStation. However, if you already have Dreams, what I definitely believe, you already have access to that game. You won't have to pay. You see what I'm saying? At that point in time, it will make more gamers say, hey, well, all this shit already came from Dreams. If I just buy this game, I already have access. I won't have to pay for something, 2 times, So, I mean, think of it.
But then you got to think about, it's going to get into the intellectual properties at that point.
Yeah.
Because when you start making stuff, that's when the developers, okay, you're going on Nintendo. Okay, you made a Nintendo-like game, and you're going to go sell it on the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo going to have your ass.
Exactly. So I don't know what the license is going to really do, Snow Bunny. I don't know if it's 100% multiply or just selling on the PlayStation Store for like a $15, $20 multi-platform, indie game. I don't know. I would also expect it to be like a game that you could also sell on the PC. So you make a game in Dreams, you can sell it on the PC, on the Steam market, which seems very accessible for indie developers, and you can also sell it on the PlayStation Store for a cut. But again, we don't know what people are on Dreams right now. We can't say no indie developers are on Dreams. That's the confusing part. We don't really know who's on there.
David Jaffe needs to be on Dreams. I recommend him.
Illegal, okay? That's a fucking illegal.
A lot of people need to be on them.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That's one of the best ideas you had since getting a cat. A lot of people that don't have, I don't want to say don't have a lot of skill anymore, but a lot of people that don't have a lot of money to show their skills should definitely get Dreams.
I don't want to wait 4 years for his next project. Just give it to us in less than a year, and then we'll tell you if it sucks or not.
That's another cool thing I like about Dreams. It seems like once you really learn these tools, you can quickly make shit, like real quick. Like the game development in Dreams seems to be so fast, so easy once you learn it, that people like put out creations like every week sometimes each month. It's very, very quick. I mean, again, it pays for itself. If you're a consumer, if you're a gamer and you're thinking about, hey, should I really buy Dreams? Well, think about it. You buy it for $40, you're going to have way more than $40 worth of games to test.
Well, do you want to talk about how easy it is to create? Because what do you think about it so far? I know you mess around with the tools and Dream surfing.
When I was learning some of the tutorials and I was doing shit, it was very fucking easy. There are a lot more tutorials I need to fucking learn, but from what I did learn, it was really easy. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't frustrating. They got like a soft English voice actor that walks you through all the steps. You can rewind it as much as you want. Speed it up. You can skip it. It's nice. I would like to see people like Adam, which has he has real life skills in graphic design. I would love to see him play this game. I definitely want to see if I can get this game for a couple people that definitely would want to try it. Like the guy we got, Pinnacle of Gaming. Like he wants to get this game because he's a developer. So I mean, it'll be dope, man. I can't wait for more people. That the whole thing is play the game. And people show off the creations. Other gamers see it. They're like, oh, shit, you can do that in Dreams? Oh, let me go out and buy it. That's it. I saw that shit today, Big Money, on Twitter. That's it. That's all it takes. You hype up one fucking creation in Dreams, everybody jump on that shit. Oh my god, it's fucking trending on Twitter. Oh, let me go get Dreams. And you know how
Yeah, I
many
don't think
like
it's that hard
times
to
there will
create
be
stuff.
shit like that? There will be a lot of shit like that going down every fucking week, every month. There will be like a hit creation in Dreams that just makes people like, oh shit, well that shit is in Dreams. I could play that. Well shit, let me just buy this game, man. Like so much shit in it. You know, sometimes it's overwhelming, man. You know, it really is. There's a lot of shit in there.
Yeah, that sounds good. You know what? I think the most important thing what you was just talking about when I heard you say it's not frustrating and plus it was fun. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to hear people do when they explain this game to me. I want to hear them say I had fun doing this. That's the whole purpose of video games, to have fun. So
And I'm not gonna
that's,
lie,
that's
that
good.
campaign is very short. It's very rewarding and gives you a shitload of silvers. I think I got 2 golds in the campaign. But towards the very end, it changed. It was really fun. It was similar to Ori. There was a lot of shooting. That's all I say. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it was really good. Again, the story was very touching. Pretty deep story for for a meaty molecule dreams. Because you think of them being bright and colorful and high all the time, but it was a really really good story. Really good. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Um, I have noticed that after we're out of February, which we're halfway through February already, we will have 2 months until May. We will have March and we will have April, and bam, we're in May. That easy, that fast. We will be in May. So think about this, guys. Oh, super chat $2. Raph the Emperor, welcome back, guy. Sup Legion, the Emperor is here. Welcome, welcome. When is this advertisement gonna start for Media Molecule? It's gonna be big. It's gonna be like 8,000 times bigger than Dreams, but it's gonna be big. I think their advertisement started again giving us something free that we all can have and remember that this game's coming out. It was a very smart way to do it with a very advanced advertisement, and that was the theme. Did you get it, Big Money?
Oh, you said medium molecule. Are you talking about
I'm talking about
Last
Naughty
of Us?
Dog. Fuck.
No, no, yeah, you said
Oh
medium
yeah, because
molecule,
you
and I was
had me
like, what the
tripping. I'm
fuck?
like,
Shut the
what?
fuck up,
What's
Big
going
Money. I know what I'm talking about.
on?
You got small money. I'm fucking sleepy as shit, but I'm still up. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Naughty
like, what
Naughty
the
Dog. So Naughty Dog dropped a theme. It's a pretty advanced theme. It's a day and night theme. So on your time for your PS4, once it gets like nighttime, you're gonna have like the part of the theme where she's hiding behind the tree with the machete, and some of the bad guys are like trying to track you down with torches, and you see the
hell?
fire moving. But when it's in the daytime,
Yeah.
it's bright. And she has the guitar, and she's still behind the tree, and you can see parts of the suburban neighborhood. It was nice for them to give us such a high quality theme that otherwise would probably cost $5, and a reusable code for every country. And that's how you start this advertisement. It's a very very nice way to start the advertisement. You of course know
It
Dreams.
has begun.
Yeah, Dreams did theirs with just a fucking beta, but it was very exclusive. But with this, they've dropped multiple themes over the last 2 3 years for The Last of Us that were free. Again, you have a piece of the game even though you don't have the game, and you're reminded of that every time you turn on your PS4 if you have that theme equipped. Um, and then we had the other phase. We had a confirmation that they were gonna have a playable demo, which is a very big thing because I didn't think the game would even be playable this fucking early. But they have a playable demo set at the end of this month for PAX East in Boston. And then this was the third thing that came out this day. It came out a little bit later, and that was a brand new statue from I believe Dark Horse Comics.
Dark Horses.
Yep,
Yep.
and it was Ellie with the machete. A grim, dark version of Ellie with the machete, and it was just like with those three things happening all in that day, they were like, okay, bro, it's time, guys. So after we play that demo, this is what I predict. The demo that's gonna be at PAX. This is what's gonna happen. Either before PAX or after PAX, there's gonna be a brand new gameplay trailer for The Last of Us. Again, Once this month is over, you only have 2 full months until February. I mean, until May. So you got have 2 months to advertise it. And I just want to know what y'all think about this advertisement. I don't know what else they can do. They're gonna do the classic. It's gonna be on television. It's gonna be on
To be honest,
billboards.
Jay,
Hmm?
they don't need to do anything, bro. They already did the promotion when they gave us Last of Us.
Exactly.
You know,
but you know they gonna do it. They don't need
yeah. I
to,
mean,
but they gonna
obviously,
do it.
obviously, yeah, they need to. But again, man, it's like I said, a lot of these games that got delayed and pushed, you know what I'm saying, pushed away from The Last of Us only made sense because anything that's going to come out, or even if they're gonna get hit. They're gonna get hit hard. Because I'm telling you, Last of Us is.
And that's a scary
What up,
thing,
Jay?
bro.
No, I'm saying why they ain't got no thing consoles for this thing, man. It's the Last of Us Part 2. They should be having that shit right now, man.
I mean,
nah, they don't reveal that shit until late.
Here's the thing on that, bro. It's too late in the generation, okay? And on top of that, like Jay spoke, Dark Horse, right place, right time. You know, there was a statue at a larger scale than the one that Jay just spoke of. So
yeah, but
go ahead.
No, if they, we in the last of the generation, but I think even they put out a thing PS4 Last of Us 2 console, I think that's just still gonna fly off shelves. That's just me. I think it's still gonna.
I gotta agree.
I think I caught one. I caught one.
Yeah.
A pro? Yeah, I'm copping it, yo.
I wouldn't.
I'm copping it, yo.
We too close to the PS5. That's me personally. That's just my opinion, J Love.
Yeah, we're too
you
close.
can do that, and I support you doing that, J Love. I know your passion for gaming. I know your passion for PlayStation, and I respect you, bro, and I support you, and you can do that. And I'm not gonna bash anybody that wants to go out and buy a limited edition console. That's a PS4 this year. I don't mind. You can do that. That's cool, right? Yeah. Me personally, though, I'm ready for the PS5. My money is ready for the PS5. I do believe, though, that Sony will drop a limited edition console because it is going to be towards the middle of the year. And they know there's still some people that you haven't gotten. The thing about The Last of Us is it got people that weren't originally PS3 fans to pay attention to the PlayStation ecosystem, right? So there were people that got a PS3 to play The Last of Us. There were people that didn't get a PS3. They got a PS4 so they could play The Last of Us because the remaster had been announced. You see what I'm saying? So that game, that one game, this brand new IP by Naughty Dog brought more people into the ecosystem. So yeah, there are people that are still left out there for whatever reason. They haven't joined the PlayStation 4 ecosystem. That yes, if you bring out a limited edition console bundle or a console bundle with just the game, it will get people to get up off of their asses that don't have a PS4 currently and go out and buy a PS4. Guarantee that shit will fly off the shelves.
Did you see the latest sales on the PS4? Jay, did you see the latest sales on the PS4?
No.
Right now they're approaching 110.
Yeah,
so
you
gotta figure
they're at 108 now. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to figure these dudes gonna still sell these PS4s, but they're still gonna be selling.
They're trying to do 120 by the end of the year. I think they can do it.
Yeah, they're gonna still be moving them shit, so.
Yeah, because again, big money. I'm about to say something you might not agree with. There's still gonna be some lazy ass port beggars out here, and they might not feel that they want to buy a PS5, and these niggas might be lazy and say, well, instead of buying a PS5, even though it's right here, it's a new system, and I could, do backwards compatibility with the latest and greatest PS4 games, I'm still gonna buy a cheap PS4 because I'm a cheap ass. And again, Sony gets sales from them at the end of the year to play a game like Ghost of Tsushima. You see what I'm saying? Or any other games that are still being released on current gen consoles. And that's what.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm astonished on how many people are still buying PS4s. I am. I thought that everybody that wanted one.
There's always a big group of people who buy game consoles at the end of a generation because they want to buy all the games that already came out. Parents do it all the
time, bro.
I mean, why buy something mid-gen when you can wait until the end of the gen and everything's out for it?
And everything's cheap.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but see, where does that leave you when you? Well, I guess the hardcores they adopt way quicker than anybody else.
The hardcores are the ones who's buying that shit day one.
No, so
Those are the
what
hardcores. The
so
more
what I found out.
casual gamers are waiting until end of the gen.
So
You
what
know
I
what?
found out
It's
is
still, it's still. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. What you say, bro?
check this out. So upon like Snow Bunny said, right? Those are the people that are going to be evolving the generations, right? Again, living out here in the South, selling flea markets. The flea markets that we sell, Jay knows what I do.
Uh huh.
But there's people that have retro shops at these flea markets, right? And I promise you, bro, promise you, they have better games than GameStop. So
Yep.
upon saying that that's subjective at the end of the day. Feel what I'm saying? There's people that are ordered to evolve generations. You feel what I'm saying? PS5, PS6, et cetera, and that's with any platform. But one thing about gaming, bro, there are people out there, literally still to this day, only play Dreamcast, and games are still being developed for Dream. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to it, yeah, we are the hard. We will evolve, but like Snowbody said, bro, there's people out there that just want the coattail of it and don't care about the mainstream of it. They just stick with pretty much that generation.
Yeah. Look. I tell you guys the story of the original PlayStation Legion. It's only gonna take less than a minute. There was a guy that didn't want us to go to the PS4, me and Somatic. He did not want me and Somatic to go move to the PS4. One of the reasons
No,
because it didn't have backwards compatibility. I'll tell you the name afterwards. So
what the
he
fuck
wanted
is
us
with
to
these niggas?
boycott the PS4. He wanted us to
What
boycott
is
the
wrong with these
PS4. We
niggas,
didn't
man?
boycott it. We went and got the PS4 day one. He stayed behind. He didn't get a PS4 probably until 2015, 2016, something like that. Maybe it could have been around 2017. He was so late, and then the generation that we were in, the PS3 generation, he was late getting that, and he was struggling to buy games. And it's no fault of his own. Sometimes people don't have it like that, but he called himself a retro gamer. That was my first time talking and associating with anybody that referred to themselves as a retro gamer, a person that was happy where they were. They wanted to play older games. And not only that, did he just have a PS3, and I'm not saying the PS3 is super old. He played nothing but older games on the PS3, like Sega Genesis remaster games, Dreamcast remaster games, so he was a happy retro gamer. So I understand what Yellow is saying. There are going to be people like that that just wait and wait
Don't
and
want
wait.
to. They don't. Yeah, wait. They don't want to evolve with the
But
developer
sometimes
gaming.
they evolve and they see something they want, and it makes them want to come back into this new ecosystem of gaming. Same thing with the PC fans. They might eventually see something that's not like the games they get on PC, and they're on
Oh,
the
they already see it, Jay.
yeah. Well, that's why we call them port beggars. But yeah, and then they come over here and they experience this greatness. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like with me, I don't never rush out and buy a console or a game a system on day one. I want to see what comes out. But let's say something's launching with a console that I want that day. Guess what? You know damn well I'm going to be there to buy it.
Let me say something to counter that, Snow Bunny. You know what though? From me being born and raised off that PlayStation name, I know what to expect when I buy day one. I know what's coming, so I don't have
And
no
what you're
problem buying
forgetting
the
is
PlayStation day one.
what you're forgetting is I was playing the PlayStation when it first came out. Also, that doesn't
Uh huh.
necessarily mean that I
Was you
still wait
disappointed?
until I see something I want.
Oh, well, was you
Okay.
disappointed when you bought the PS1? Nobody. Was you
No, I
disappointed?
wasn't bought when I wasn't disappointed when I bought the PS1. I burnt through two of them bitches. But I don't follow blindly a company. I follow what they can give me. I don't
Listen,
automatically assume like when the PlayStation 3 came out, that bitch was the same price as my fucking house note. And then they're going to tell people to buy the console and get a second job to support it even though they didn't have jack shit out for it. That's when Sony
listen,
pissed me the fuck off.
listen. Nobody. We all the Mike Jordan of video game. Listen, the Mike Jordan of video games was always gonna take a hit, not hit a shot, but it always hits a stride when it gets back up and gets back in the game. So, with that being said, nobody's never been. Nobody's never been disappointed when they bought the console. What happens is that it made him a little mistake. It made a little flaw. That's it.
Hey, every
I mean,
company
they
got
made a
a
mistake and they made a flaw. But
Yeah.
if you go and buy something based on what's in the past, like prime example, I went out and bought a Honda CRV because I love Honda cars. Honda cars were awesome to me. That CRV was a hunk of junk for me. I got rid of that bitch in 9 months.
Which one?
So my
The new
point
one?
is,
The new
huh?
one? The new one?
I bought a CRV back in 2014.
And you bought a Honda CRV because of Honda's reputation of reliability and good
Exactly.
cars.
But
that's
that
why I
damn
bought a PlayStation, because of reliability.
Exactly.
And a great game.
But see, the thing is I learned after that, don't fucking buy something based on the reputation. Okay?
Right, so
Because
but
every
that's the thing it
single
was.
fucking thing might change.
The only thing that the reputation that Sony has given me, and not trying to outshadow your statement, I get it, Snow, but they fixed their fucked up. They fixed their fuck ups.
There you go.
And they've been
There you
providing.
go.
They've been
Yep,
providing.
there you go. So, Yellow, that's what I'm trying to tell him.
So, hey, look,
That's a everybody thing, bro. Like,
And I'm hold on, Jake. And I'm not a shit jumper, nobody. I'm not a shit jumper like we had.
Because again, Nintendo did it, bro. They did it with the Wii U. They fucked up, but they bounced back with the Switch.
Yeah,
Exactly.
anybody can
So-
do that. Now, the only person I see not being able to ever do that again will probably be Microsoft. Look, they didn't have a bad Xbox. The original Xbox wasn't bad. It was late. It was late.
It was the
new.
first, and 360 was those. The 360
It was the
most
best.
powerful.
Yeah, they learned
Yeah.
from whatever they did wrong with the original Xbox, which I can't tell you what they did wrong because I didn't have one. But when I played it over my cousin's house, yeah, the controller was a little bit big for me, but it seems like they quickly fucking fixed that problem. They made the controller smaller, more user friendly. With the 360, they did what they needed to do. Everybody can do it. Now, again, I ain't telling everybody to go out here and buy a PlayStation console. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. My problem with the community I fucking throw jabs at all the time, just don't beg for it. If you don't want the system, don't even look at the games.
Jack, but see, the thing is, with PlayStation, you don't gotta try to sell a PlayStation. The PlayStation sell itself.
Exactly.
You don't have to try to sell it.
Except this new generation, J Love, that you might not be accustomed to. This is the generation of begging. When you don't have it and you know your platform of choice can't provide that experience, you then go to the internet to start begging and make that other company feel guilty for not giving you the game that they had no obligation to give to you in the first fucking place. Their obligation is to the hardware that they put out. That's their obligation.
That's another thing, Jay. This generation of the younger gamers who didn't grow up with like the PlayStation 1 or anything like that, this generation is fucking weird with people.
Mm-hmm.
Prime example, like me and Jay, we were talking earlier in the week. Why? Okay, so the PC people are starting to make copies of games from Nintendo.
We have that on the topics, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. But my point is why did they wait till now to fucking make these games? PC players could have made this shit 10, 15 years ago. It's not like these are new IPs. So the generation of gamers now are totally different than what we were when we were growing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you got to put in perspective. That's the same exact explanation of Xbox vision of different generation, bro.
Yeah.
Me personally, when I'm
what's going on, Rated
paying attention, I gotta pay attention to my surroundings and keep the tech. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about pulling a controller book bag on my pocket and
that's bro, those were the fucking days. Walking around with a controller in your bag. Shit. That was your multiplayer back then.
At the end of that's each his own, but me as a consumer, Nintendo and some of the other ones that are sticking to the true formula.
Exactly.
Delivering the experience.
Hold on. Hey, bro, what happened to Rated D? My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off, Yellow. Rated D, I thought you said you was going to pop on here with us, man, next week, man. You said you was going to come on the show, bro. We got some room for you to come on here.
Yeah, Rated D. If you need a cold, let me know. I'll send you a cold real quick.
Yeah, bro, you said you was going to come kick it with us. Come kick it with us.
That nigga Rated D.
I'm sorry, Yellow. Go ahead, brother.
No, you're good, brother.
You good, Yella?
Yeah, why nobody talking about that commercial you sent Jay?
Oh, okay,
Come over
okay,
the
yeah,
heart.
yeah, yeah. We
That
gotta,
PS4
we
commercial.
gotta.
PS4 commercial.
I wanted a visual, but we'll talk about it. I get a visual real quick. Um,
That shit is
Hey,
blowing up though, y'all.
hey
Everybody like
Jay,
that shit. That shit is crazy.
Jay,
uh,
Nope.
for a short intermission while we're getting ready to transition to the square and let everybody know the status is with us.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
Yella, you breaking up or either
yeah,
my,
yeah, you're breaking
yeah,
up.
yeah,
I thought that was just me, but
nah,
yeah, you've
Nah,
been breaking up for a
it's the
minute.
power of
yeah,
the
yellow.
cloud.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you, but can we
we
really
can hear
hear
Yeah,
you.
you?
we can hear you just break up sometimes.
All right, my bad. I got my AirPods in, but nonetheless, for the say, Jay, since we got the slight intermission upon the next topic, I'll let everybody know what's going on with E3
Okay, so
with us.
guys, you already know my stance, and I felt real guilty not even telling my boy Yella about this shit. But then Yella had came to me yesterday, and I figured that he was gonna eventually come around. But the last time me and Yella had talked about this topic, he still was going to E3 with his friend. I had already
Oh,
made the decision to not go to E3 because it just wasn't enough people there, you know. And after Jeff Keighley and a lot of other shit went down, and we got some understanding on why people were pulling out,
yeah.
Yella made the conscious decision that he's not going to E3 either. So,
It'd be
Why
a
did,
wasted. It's wasted money, Jay.
exactly.
yeah,
We are
I
gonna
want. If I
bring
was
content to this channel where we're meeting up, where we're going to conventions.
beyond that, man,
You know,
beyond that, like for the money that we have to spend to go out there to
yeah.
experience it, we wouldn't get its full
We're
effect of
not,
what
yeah, we're
E3
not
really
getting the
was.
full effect of E3, and maybe it sucks that we haven't, went to like the PlayStation experience in years past or whatever. But we're talking about recently, right now. This is a big year. This is the launch of the next generation of consoles, and for Sony and so many other big players to not feel that E3 is the venue to talk to gamers about the future, and all we're gonna really be doing is being overshadowed by big name streamers and big influencers. That's not
So
what
who else is not going besides Keeley and Sony?
EA and won't be there. There's a lot of other
Oh.
people that just won't be
So
there.
it's a lot of people
Like
starting to pull
Nintendo is
out.
there, but they're there on the show floor. They're not having a conference like again like we're used to with the big
They
three.
haven't had those. Yeah, they haven't had those conferences
Yeah,
in a
they were the
while. They
first one to
always.
pull out, and it worked
Yeah.
out for them. So, and Sony didn't go last year, and it didn't fuck up their sales. So they were like, "Hey, shit, we don't got to go here." And the money that they have to pay is another thing. It seems like robbery since most of their studios are out there. You should get like some sort of a
But
discount, but they don't do
what's
it.
crazy is so the ESA who runs it or whatever.
Uh huh.
Like Phil Spencer sits on that panel, but Microsoft is not even in their own show. They do their own thing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They're not even there. Xbox fans are stupid. They think that Microsoft's there, but Microsoft is not really there. You
Yeah. Why
know,
did Jeff Keighley leave? Why did Jeff Keighley leave
he
out?
said
Like,
He
he
won't.
doesn't.
He won't answer. He
No,
won't
he
answer.
answered. He answered. He
He
doesn't.
answered.
He thinks that E3 should go a different direction. He doesn't think it should be about the influencer and the popular celebrities that they're going to bring in for this year. They're doing something new, and that's another reason why a lot of people are backing off. They don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you're
It's
taking
getting
away
too
from their
commercialized.
spotlight. You know.
Yeah, it's getting too commercialized, G.
Exactly. So like there might be a Sony developer there trying to get exposure for the game, but hey, all the cameras are on fucking PewDiePie or Ninja. You see what I'm saying? So you don't get to hear about what the game really is about. You will hear from some influencer what they want to say about the game.
yeah,
You
Yep,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and
And that's not
that's what's
what
wrong with gaming now.
that's not what E3 is all about.
Nope.
yeah, yeah.
What up,
Gotta listen to
everybody?
the wrong
What's
people.
going on, Eddie?
Hello.
Oh,
What's going on,
it,
Eddie?
it.
Well,
So what you saying? So what you saying, Jay? Is getting
It's
getting
definitely
too
getting
like.
commercialized. This is what they going to now. Because
Bro,
E3 has
gaming
been
as a
slipping
whole
in
is
the
getting too
numbers, man.
commercialized.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
slipping in the numbers. We've noticed last year. I think definitely had a podcast about it. Maybe two different podcasts about the numbers of.
Jay, J Love,
yo, what's up, man?
not to cut you off, Jay. But it's getting too commercialized. How much did they spend on Ninja? And they could have
Yeah,
put that on an
I
IP.
seen that.
Mhm,
But
You know what I'm saying?
30
yeah,
million.
but that's Microsoft doing that dumb shit though, man. They
Bro,
buying
that's
all
what I'm
that shit. You know
saying,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
I know that's what I'm saying though. What I'm saying is, it's getting too commercialized. There was no point that company to spend that much money on a cringy cornball, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Who basically jumps from game to game just because of popularity status.
Exactly, and see,
Like,
that's
I'm being
not what a
honest.
real gamer is, bro.
That's
Thank you,
not
yo.
gaming, bro. And Microsoft spent all the money they could have invested into IPs a lot more.
Game, yeah, facts,
You see what I'm saying?
absolutely,
So
I don't even think
absolutely. I
people
agree
would
with
be
you.
mad if they invested in another damn studio instead of that.
No,
Yeah, everybody said that. Everybody
30
said
million
that.
is a lot of money.
Yeah, everybody's saying that.
Hey, Rated D, we see you, bro. Okay, we'll catch you next time, then, bro. We'll catch you next time, then, bro.
Yeah, everybody been saying that though about what he did. What Microsoft invested in that dude Ninja. I forget. I think that's his name. Everybody was talking about that. Yeah, the new
But
IP.
did y'all
And
notice, man? All this stuff started right when Sony first mentioned about not coming last
Yeah.
year. That this shit, all this shit
Yep.
Yeah, look,
started.
and the
And
thing is,
I'm thinking it's something internal with Sony and whoever runs E3. It's something internal, bro, because ever since Sony said they wasn't going, more and more people you see start to like fade away. So
exactly.
was E3 just Sony though? Was E3 just Sony? Was Sony did Sony
no, it's
make
not just
E3?
Sony. No,
Well, I mean, look, we
no,
were
no,
disappointed
no.
by Microsoft a lot, so we did look forward to the next day to see what Sony was going to
Yeah,
talk about. But it wasn't
exactly.
just Sony. E3 was a build up
Well,
from all gaming, all
truth
developers.
be told, here's a little history. E3 was obviously Electronic Entertainment Expo, right?
Uh,
It was more than just gaming back when it first started, and that event would basically fluctuate between Atlanta and California. It would basically be 1 year's Atlanta, next year's California. Basically, rotate back. Okay, now pretty much E3 is now known for primarily gaming. But to say it was just Sony, no, you can't say that, bro, because Nintendo's been right there with them. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
They were the first ones to pull out. They were the first ones to pull out of basically just going because truthfully, it works for them. Nintendo Direct, they don't need to go. So therefore, Sony is now backed out because they don't need to no more. You see what I'm saying? So it's becoming a transition of how they're going to interact with the fan. And like you guys just spoke of, man, it's getting too commercialized. Now you're getting all these little internet celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's about because again, that's the case. Okay. Truth be told, credibility upon you know what I'm saying should put you in that bracket of being
Yeah,
a celebrity.
I think it's getting too celebritized. Like celebrities are showing up instead of the gaming.
And it
Like
wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
that, bro. When we saw Microsoft bring a fucking car on stage, and then Ubisoft bringing fucking rappers to sing their verse for the Just Dance game, that like it's not just Microsoft. Everybody was starting to do it, and the people that did it the most are the people I can't stand. EA,
Yeah,
But when Sony did it with so much class, though, bro.
yes.
When they did the shit was right.
Mm-hmm.
It was just right. It was just the right tone, the right moment, the
Y'all
right
want to know
everything.
something funny though, Big Money? They never bragged about
Well,
the celebrity that was in Days
what?
Gone. The guy that was in Days Gone, he did a lot of work around the industry. They never bragged about how much of a big celebrity he was, bro. They never bragged about it. You see what I'm saying?
I still don't know. I still don't know the nigga. What
Even
movies he
Troy
play? I
Baker,
heard.
even Troy Baker, they didn't brag about, hey, we got this guy, he's in the game. But as soon as Microsoft put that the Iceman from X-Men in Quantum Break, they bragged about him.
No. Jay, they did. No, they did. Canadian. What's his Reeves? Canadian
Keanu
Reeves.
Reeves.
Keanu
Yeah,
Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah, they did him.
bro.
What they did him?
That's the thing,
Yeah.
bro. It's like Microsoft depends on star power, and I
that was
do
the momentum
believe
pop
this.
for
I
them.
don't
They
even
died.
think Nintendo did anything like that because there's a
No.
game that got
No.
is it Troy Baker? I think it got a game that got his voice. It's like a little small game, but you don't hear anybody bragging about it.
Exactly. But look, I believe this. ESA, and look behind the scenes. I think Microsoft was in support of this more star power. Again, why wouldn't they be in support when they just signed some contracts with Ninja and some of these other streamers?
Shroud.
Shroud.
Well, let me say this as well. Not to mention, right before the Super Bowl, they had a cringy ass promo fucking Xbox YouTube channel. The nigga that does the interviews or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of swapped them saying Diesel dude, solid dude. Yeah, he was doing. It was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I was like, why waste money on to produce this stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Nah, bro.
Crazy.
And
I just
And I
hope-
mean, I can even understand them getting Shroud before Ninja, because Shroud was one of the people who made Sea of Thieves popular to watch on stream.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah.
Because Shroud spent like 2 or 3 hours on this ship waiting while these people he was hiding on their ship, waiting on them to get all their treasure, then killed everybody on board with his ship following them and sunk it and stole everything. People
Is
were
that a
like,
YouTube? Oh, I'm sorry, Stevie. Is that a YouTube guy? Because I don't even know who Shroud is. Is that a YouTube?
Shroud is a YouTube.
Yes,
He's on YouTube, now Mixer, and he was on Twitch. People were watching that stream because people were sitting there like, "Wow, he's actually making Sea of Thieves popular."
Yeah.
And Sea of Thieves got more popular after he did that.
Yes.
So I would understand them signing Shroud before Ninja.
Well, they're both ex-pro players.
Uh-oh. Wall Talker is here.
Hey,
Yeah,
I thought Adam was here.
Let me ask you this. This is the Snowball in Yellow. Why didn't you get PewDiePie? PewDiePie had the most.
But
You
he's
got
probably too
fucking
fucking expensive.
They call people
Because
niggas.
he also, I think, someone retired. Yeah, he was making racial comments.
you go. That's why that.
Yeah, he was calling people niggas. Yeah, PewDiePie, you don't remember when he called motherfuckers niggas?
Oh, yeah.
Goobity goop.
Yeah,
That's why. That's why he didn't get signed.
He already signed up to a streaming company.
Oh yeah, that too. But even
Yeah.
though it's like he's very popular, he would have probably cost a lot.
Yeah,
more
let me
money.
tell you something. Yeah, let me tell you something. Let me tell everybody something on this panel in the comment section. That nigga is streaming games, PlayStation games, and PlayStation ain't gotta pay him shit.
Exactly.
PlayStation ain't pay him shit, yo. He be streaming all the PlayStation games, yo, and PlayStation ain't paying him a dime. Not a dime, yo. But you gotta pay these niggas, and these niggas ain't even checking for these dudes like a Ninja. They ain't checking for them niggas like that.
Yeah,
They following
one
the
thing
shit.
I will.
Damn shit, yo.
Hold on, J Love. Let me get some words out. I
We're
will
talking
say
about
that
two different people,
that PewDiePie definitely does play assortment of different
PlayStation.
video games. No.
But he got
that. Yeah, he's a real gamer. Like he plays a diverse collection of games.
We're talking about multiplayer. You're talking about multiplayer gamers comparing them to YouTubers that actually play story-driven games.
Yeah. And look, the thing is, it's cool to be whatever he is, multiplayer gamer, but I'm just saying, you already paid for him, and it doesn't seem like you nudged him to play Halo, which is currently on PC. And it's weird. You know, like, why not play the Halo collection? That's the first thing I talked to Adam about.
Because it's not.
You'll see plenty of Ninja at E3. I can guarantee you fucking that.
Yeah, but I'm like, you have to have a build-up to be believable. Nobody believes this nigga likes Halo right now.
What? Let me ask you a question, Jay. What happened when Gears of War 5 came out? The night of it.
They streamed it. Yeah.
They used Ninja to fucking stream their game.
Really?
Yeah. And that shit was like,
And that's
yo, niggas wasn't checking for that shit, man.
Hold on, they did? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Niggas wasn't checking for that shit, man. Niggas wasn't checking for it.
Okay.
But yet they put all that money into all these streamers for their platform, but Mixer is still struggling.
Yeah, sorry. Ninja was an ex-Halo player, right? Ex-Halo Pro player.
Right.
Because the Shroud was an Counter-Strike player. Them two are both centric to multiplayer aspects of games, right? Not saying that they don't play single-player games, because they definitely do. But, like, you know, you're looking at these two that play Apex Legends, obviously one that play Fortnite, Escape from Tarkov right now, PUBG, Counter-Strike. Whereas, again, we spoke about, like, PewDiePie, right? PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, people like Gold Glove.
That's another dude.
They all
That's another one.
God of War and Spider-Man and Last of Us, or did playthroughs of them, because they wanted to play those games.
But Adam, what's going to happen when The Last of Us 2 or Final Fantasy comes out? They're going to have to stream those games on Mixer, because Mixer's only about competing with Twitter, and competing with what you call it right now? They're competing with these motherfucking stream services, yo. They gotta have the hottest games to stream these games, yo.
Sick, if you want to jump in here, you can, but let me break something down, whether you jump in here or we go to the next topic. This is a topic that we're just going to cover. Xbox Elite Series 2 controller is one of the fastest selling gamepad controllers ever.
God.
What?
Do we give a fuck? I don't know.
Hold on, Jay. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, it's a fact.
It's a huge article.
Don't hurt your brain. It's a fact. Trust me, it's a fact. It's not a lie. You know, I don't lie to you. I don't lie. Those are numbers that just came out.
Hey, can I say something, JayTech?
Yeah. Say whatever you want, Eddie.
You saw that gameplay of All Riders?
I didn't like it. It was very generic. I did not like it.
I thought it was alright. I thought it was
very generic. It was more of the same that we've already experienced. I need something a little bit more.
What's that?
Outriders.
Outriders. I kind of like it. It was alright. It wasn't bad. It was alright.
It's
like Destiny.
Yeah. It's like Destiny.
Gears.
It's like Destiny and Anthem mixed together with
no, but it's got the snap-in cover system like Gears.
Yeah, it's kind of like Destiny, Division, and Anthem. All three of those mixed together.
What we're trying to say is that the people that made that game are the same people that made Gears of War Judgment, which is the reason why it's got that snappy cover system, as well as the people that made Bulletstorm. So I said this yesterday. The main priority in that game will be the aspects of the guns, the gameplay, what you can do. Like that's the main focus. It won't be the story. Like so, if you're going to play a game for story, you're going to be disappointed.
The game is all about gameplay. Yep.
And it's what you expect from a console launch game.
Yeah.
Right.
You got that right.
Okay, let's see what's else. This was a big one. I'm glad you're here, Adam, at the tail end of this. Well, not really the tail end. Xbox and Samsung partnership. Maybe you can break that down for me a little bit more. Because I saw it during a week. I just threw it on the topics board, but I don't know if I even give a fuck about it.
It's very simple to the point. They made a partnership. They did the same thing with Google at this Unpacked event. Whilst they were announcing the new phones. Obviously, Samsung right now in Android are a very big fucking competitor in that market. So it makes sense for Microsoft to want to bring them on. And I don't know what else would be in this partnership, but I would predict that they'll probably, throw some incentives in there. Just gonna have to wait and see later on in the year when they do their Unpacked event for the Note S20 Note. I don't know when that will be. I think it'll be like August. But yeah.
Adam, when you start eating that strawberry ice cream, if I can hear your bowl in the background, buddy.
Yeah, we love bowls.
Yeah, I mean it's just a partnership. It's not what you normally expect from it, really. But yeah.
Outside of that partnership, I did hear that there's a Forza game gonna come to the Samsung phone.
Well, that was already announced last year.
Yeah, that was announced. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's not big. I mean, Microsoft, they already said it publicly. They want as many gamers to play their games as possible. So, I believe every Samsung phone going forward should definitely have like some sort of a discount or a couple months free of Game Pass as well as the xCloud. So, I mean, that's what Microsoft wants. They want to reach all 7 billion gamers. Huh?
You gonna be able to play Gears on a Samsung phone?
Hey, that's what they gone towards.
Gears Pop will be, yeah.
Gears Pop. But what I'm saying is the xCloud. They want that to be on there.
You laugh at it, but that's the thing. It's fucking true. That's what Gears Pop is. It's a mobile game.
No, but I'm saying that. What about the xCloud? Aren't they gonna work that Azure cloud bullshit into every?
Well, yeah, they will do eventually. Again, like right now, they are obviously, if you sign up and you are lucky to get in, you can be a part of, whatever it may be. But for the time being, for me, I expect them to announce a full release at E3, maybe, whether it will be on that day, maybe later on. Yeah. They got, yeah.
The way the thing's going, it look like ain't nobody gonna be at E3 in a minute.
Nope.
Everybody dropping out. Ain't
Look.
nobody.
I ain't gonna fuck which question said the truth. He said Sony is E3. J Dubs, he said Sony is E3. He ain't lying. Because niggas ain't going after them niggas.
Yeah, after they pulled out last year, so many people pulled out, bro.
I think what's called
Sony is
mentioned,
E3, man.
I remember.
I think the thing with Sony, like when you do any show, you gotta have an opening act, and you have to have somebody that's finished. And Sony is a good finisher.
Exactly.
They a great finisher, man. They always finish. They make you want to stay to the end. They make you want to stay to the end.
Let's be 100%. Sony isn't the finisher. Nintendo is the finisher because they always went after Sony. But Sony was the meat of it. Like the opener sucked, which was Xbox, and you had the body, which was Sony, and then at the end you had Nintendo. Nintendo always went a day after. So they were the closers, but
they finished. But when have you seen Nintendo actually finish? And we was like, yeah.
No. Hear me out. They might have not done that, but their fans gave that energy that they did a good job closing out E3 as far as the press conference presenters go. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, now hear me out. I don't think so.
Again, you can say that, but I'm saying the fans. I'm saying that the fans, the Nintendo fans.
No problem. But
yeah,
I think it's been
that's not something I'm saying. I'm just telling you, if you go and talk around with the Nintendo community.
But it's been a very long time since I thought Nintendo really put out something where people was like, damn, that the end of the show, the end of E3, god damn it, that was it. They hit it on the spot.
Yeah, they released Banjo-Kazooie, and that made motherfuckers go wild.
But you forget one thing, Big Money.
Wasn't that last year with Breath of the
Wild? Okay, tell me what I forgot, Big Girl.
You forget, there's a presentation on Wednesdays, but for Nintendo fans, it don't end on Wednesdays. They still do 3 days of Treehouse Live, showing all of the gameplay from a lot of the big games that they announced.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the best part of E3 for them. Them doing when they did, and I think they realized that. I think they realized when they get on stage and do all that talking, I think they realize like, oh, that ain't shit. The real E3 for Nintendo is when they do their Treehouse. That's where all the fans tune in at. But when they do their presentation, that shit hasn't been good in a very long time. That's why I think that's one of the reasons why they stopped doing it. Can you get that?
Well, they do directs, man, because it's better. It's a better format for them.
It's cheaper too.
You know, I mean, E3s, right? It used to always be Microsoft, then EA, Microsoft. Then it was what? Ubisoft? And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was PlayStation. It was always weird because Bethesda always, I think it was, I'm trying to remember now. Oh wait, no, it was Microsoft, Ubisoft, and PlayStation, but then Bethesda would do theirs the day before. So normally it would be EA and Bethesda, I think. It always alternated a bit, but it was, I mean, Microsoft and PlayStation were always on the same day. The one thing I really fucking hate about E3, because I lived in England, living in England, like, I have to wait until, 2 in the fucking morning to watch their conferences. And I'm kind of glad that, it's gone to that point where I don't have to do that anymore. I'm like, I can watch Microsoft's conference, which will be roughly around 7 to 6 p.m. my time. And then that's it. I'm good. I'm settled. But, yeah, I mean, you guys spoke about it, right, with Jeff Keighley not being there in PlayStation. Someone mentioned a good question, which was, what is a bigger loss? The fact that PlayStation not going to be there, or the fact that Jeff Keighley wasn't going to be there? And a lot of people kind of, it was a poll, I think, and it was a couple tens of thousands of votes, and it got to the point where people said that PlayStation was the bigger loss. Jeff Keighley
Of course,
from what he said he wasn't going to be there. He wasn't going to be a part of E3, which I think ultimately he's not going to be part of E3. But he was talking about the Coliseum panel, and again, seeing him say that, there's more of an impact than just like him mentioning the Coliseum. I feel like it's more to do with what he was asked on Twitter, like, are you going to be at Gamescom for the open night thing that he did last year? And he goes, yeah, still doing that. And he's talked about some other things that he can't talk about. A lot of people are speculating that he might be at PlayStation's thing, might be hosting that. There's loads of things, like, and again, the fact that Jeff Keighley is he's prioritizing those things over E3 is kind of shocking, because he was always.
I need to break in for you a little bit. I want to show Big Money what's going down.
Let's see what
inside of the going downs. Okay.
All right.
So Big Money, you lose 8,000 bets a year. No, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Okay, so something just happened pertaining to Dreams. This is something that I said would happen. It's on a little bit of a bigger scale. You know, did he lose followers? Yeah. When he posts shit like this, does it make people not want to retweet it? Yeah. Me? I'm going to retweet the fuck out of it. We're going to go share. We don't normally do that much with this new setup, but I got a setup we can go use. Let me see.
It seems like when you're doing that, Big Money, real quick. So what's your opinion on E3 now? Because I know you're the sort of person who wants it to be around, stay around, but like, I'm guessing some aspect of your judgment now.
It seems like everybody is leaving. It just seems like everybody is leaving now, man. It's like.
So do you think E3 is dying, or do you think it's living?
I just want to say it's Big Money, right? Because like, this isn't the first. Here's the thing: if you type in E3 Big Money, and you look at all the years that they've been there, there has been there was, I don't know which year it was, but there was a time where E3 had the same fucking sort of dip, and they came back. I think it was when they weren't at the convention center. So I'm not completely going to be like one of the people that said it's completely dead. It's not going to be able to turn around. I think if they have, like, the right people are on the job and, like, they are, like, reading the feedback right and correctly, and, like, they take all the criticism from the people that have left, like Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo, like, they don't do their own little thing. They're there, but they don't do what they nearly, like, the same amount they do. Same for with Xbox, right? They say they respect ESA and they like E3, but you're not there. You're outside. You're literally down the road. Like, of course, like, you're close, but you're not at the convention. And then EA's not there.
You know what, Adam? I've never really been down on E3, man. I always wanted E3 because I always thought E3 was, like, I've said many a time, the Super Bowl gaming, but my main thing was that I just love the way people start getting down on E3. Yeah. First, when Sony started, wasn't nobody talking about 2017. Everybody I knew was waiting on E3, but as soon as Sony said they wasn't going, that's when you start hearing everybody talking about, man, E3 ain't about nothing.
2018, 2019.
Yelling that shit in 2016, 2017, until Sony said they wasn't going, then E3 just wasn't shit. E3 wasn't shit.
Look, bro, who's gonna really think about it, Big Money? Let's be 100% smart about what you are saying. Who gives a fuck about E3 if Sony not going there? Every year, if Sony keeps saying, fuck this shit, I ain't going. Fuck this shit, I ain't going. Well, this is the second year that they're not going. And other people, they're the first ones to pull out, though. They are the first major people to pull out.
No, listen, Jay, what I'm saying to you is, listen to what I'm saying. Nobody out there until, listen, let's say right now, right? Let's say right now, we talking about E3 and everybody in here, we talking about, oh, I can't wait to E3. Tomorrow, right? We all talking about E3. Right now, but tomorrow Sony said they're not going, then everybody on the panel be like, well, it wasn't shit anyway. And I'm gonna be like, what the fuck we all yesterday was just talking about, boy? Looking at E3. Well, that's the point I'm trying to put across.
I agree, man, because me and Yellow, we're gonna go there. We were hoping to Sony.
My thing is, you know what? My thing is, say this shit before it happened. Don't say it after the fact. Don't say after the fact that it happened. I want people to start mentioning shit, because then when a big YouTuber said, then everybody just jump on the bandwagon. I want to, if you gonna say, like, let's say right now, let's say The Last of Us is going all platform right now. If I say it right now before it happened, that's when I want to see. Not after. Then when Sony come out and say that The Last of Us 2 is going all platform, then everybody come out, well, it was bound to happen. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man.
If we're gonna
say this shit before it happens. Then you can impress me. That's how you impress me. Don't say it and jump on the bandwagon. That's my thing. I just hate bandwagon ass people.
I understand where you're coming from. I do understand that, like the aspects of people saying this shit afterwards, because obviously that's when the news gets out, right? And obviously people react to it. That's the sense of it, right? People are reacting and not reacting to it afterwards, because that won't be the case.
Exactly.
But you know,
hey, Ice Queen.
The thing that big money, right, about this is that these past few years, right, with E3, it's always been the sense where you have podcasters, people that have gone to E3, come back from E3 week, and they all sit down, they talk about the sort of things, right, and they've always come back and they've spoken about the aspect of where E3 stands. They always do it, and there's always articles during E3 that state these things of, is E3 slowly going? Is E3's numbers diminishing? And they always release the numbers of how many people are there and all the bits and bobs. This is, like, it's always, it's this thing, right? I mean, when we, like, for instance, you're talking about, like, PlayStation fans being excited for E3 years ago. That's true. But the thing was, every time we were excited, we were like, like 2016's E3, right? The creme de la creme, like, of PlayStation's, we had the, God of War trailer first, you had Spider-Man, all that bits and bobs. That was a great E3. But after that E3, I remember seeing loads of articles, loads of podcasts, I remember watching these podcasts, listening to them, talking about how, like, the aspects of what you're able to play at E3, and what most of it was, like, being able to watch. And last year was exactly that, right, where a lot of people, like industry people, they had Judges Week, which is it's a couple weeks before E3 where they get to play these games, right? But then when E3 is actually on, like, games like Cyberpunk and like Dying Light and some of the other games, right, they weren't playable. The only big game that was playable at E3 last year that most people were talking about was Final Fantasy VII. And to me, I want to go. If I'm going to buy, I don't know how much tickets are. I think they're like $100 and something of couple $100 something like that for an E3 ticket. If I'm spending that money, right, to go to E3, I want to be able to be playing these games that they're talking about, right, on the show floor, or at their conferences, right. I don't want to be going there, waiting in line just to watch a little fucking demo. Because that's not what I'm there for. I want to play it for myself. And that's the one thing I just can't stand with E3 as the years have gone on. And, I saw when Jason Schreier, I think it is like last year or this year, I think it was beginning of this year, he mentioned how E3 is like slowly dying, right? And I remember seeing K-Mega put up 4 videos of like his POV of E3 last year. And the thing was, he goes, oh look, it's packed, you see, people are there. Okay, cool, but that's not what he was trying to say. What he was saying was, if you look at your own video, all you see is Mountain Dew, you see fucking Dorito stands, you see fucking Astro Gaming, you see accessories, hardware. You do not see booths where you can play fucking games. I mean, there are some, but there's not nearly as much as what there was in 2016, 15, 14, 13, and going all the way down, and maybe even like 2017. Like, E3 is slowly becoming a show where you go to watch games, but you don't play them. The only place where you can technically play games last year was at EA's Play thing, which was outside, or you go to Xbox, which is in their own little plaza. I'm sorry,
has some.
What's the point? There's no point. I'm sorry, no.
Okay, look, I want to cut in. I know you guys can talk about this for a long time. We have other topics, but this I want to go back to one of the dreams things. So as you can clearly see, I'm streaming now. I'm sharing.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Ybarra talked about the Fallout 4 level that is made in dreams. Again, this is not by the same individual. This video of their playing through Fallout 4 on Dreams was uploaded by another YouTuber. But the video already has 12,000 views on it. This is what I'm talking about. This is what's going to sell Dreams, the gamers. Just going through Dreams, seeing amazing things that they can't believe that they show, and then other gamers they can't believe, and then it's like it's a contagious, excitement. It's like hype. You get hyped, and because I'm smiling, because I'm in jumping up and down in the air, and I'm screaming, you might feel, hey, shit, man, that shit's fucking good. Let me get hyped about it. Dreams are gonna have long legs for a 10-year project. It's definitely gonna be on the PS5, just like Last of Us. That came out towards the end of the generation of the PS3, and it quickly got a remaster on the following console. This is big right here. This is big.
I saw him retweet about Dreams yesterday, the Metacritic score, saying, has anyone played Dreams? And I remember I looked at the thread a lot yesterday. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, there was a shit ton of fucking.
I played Dreams. I played Dreams in my dreams.
Shut the fuck up.
No, not joking around, man. Like, there was a lot of Xbox fans real pissed off with this fucking retweet, and I'm like, what? This tweet, sorry. And I was like, why are they pissed off? And I looked at the whole thread, right? And it was just like, they were talking about Project Spark. There was a guy that's saying, why would you play Dreams when you can download Unreal Engine and make something that's actually, benefiting your career? It's like, probably because if you don't understand, idiot, like, Unreal Engine, Unity Engine, you have to learn for like at least fucking months or years before you actually can make something like what you do in Dreams. You have to code, you have to do all those little nitty gritty things, all those fucking bullshit things that you just don't want to play with, right? Whereas with Dreams, it cuts through all that bullshit. You don't have to code, you don't have to do mathematics, you don't have to do all that crap. You can literally just design stuff, animate stuff on the fly, and it's so easy to create stuff. And it's like, yeah, that whole thread was like, it was toxic, I ain't gonna lie. It was real toxic. People were saying, you fucking betrayed us. I'm like, wow, Jesus.
You know what I love, though? I wanted to get the confirmation on Google that Project Spark had microtransactions. And the only articles that were up there were the fact that they took them away when it was about to die. They took the microtransactions out of Project Spark in 2015. I don't remember the month. I can go look it up, though, if you really need it. The following year, they closed the game down. They, like, these type of games need a company that has faith that it might not do the numbers you want it to do when it first comes out, but it will have long legs. They need a company behind them to do this. Not a lot of people are going to allow a developer to do what Media Molecule did, to spend 7 years on this project and then give them an additional 10 years after that.
It's respect and trust.
Yeah.
From Sony. That's the thing, you see. Whereas Project Spark was one of those things where, I found it funny because they technically had Dreams first. They had that fundamentals there. But, Xbox fans being... I'm not taking a dig at them personally, but that is not their game. That's not their sort of style of game. It's fucking clear. They didn't care about those games. Whereas now, I feel like this generation specifically, I've been seeing more and more Xbox fans start to loosen their fucking grip on like what games they want on their console. And like games like Cuphead and Ori are getting a substantial amount of love. Like I said yesterday, I've been playing Bleeding Edge. I've enjoyed my time with it, but I don't see myself playing that game for like months or even a few weeks. I see myself dabbling with it from time to time, but if they don't give you a reasoning to go back to it, that thing's going to be short-lived, and I do think it is going to be short-lived. Like, there's problems with the game, of course there is, because it's beta weekend, but like, fundamentally, it just feels like an idea they had and they wanted to get out, and they have. Well, they will be anyway. But yeah, like I feel their fan base is like I said, loosen the grip, which is good, but it's also a sense where they have to give their titles a bit of a chance, because if they don't, Microsoft will do what they've done with some of the other things, like where they just completely just dismantle them and put them underneath the rug. Which,
Yeah, and that's one thing that outside of Draft Club and shit. Well, it took a couple years to do that to Draft Club, didn't it? It took about 2 years after the game came out for them to pull the plug. Maybe a little bit. Like,
what do you mean by that, though?
Huh?
What do you mean by pull the plug in that sense? They've been promoting that game for a long period of time, and
yeah, I don't look. I just for them to close it down and
I mean, server-wise. Well,
it took a long time because the game's still not off of service until what, next month, March.
There you go.
Yeah, but see, that's just something you're not gonna get from Microsoft ever. You're not gonna get, like, they're not gonna do that shit. So it's weird that Xbox fans are coming up here comparing it, and then it didn't score well, like critics, and they didn't score it well either. The users, like when it came out, like I say. I've been here for a long time. I might be younger than most of the idiots here, but I've been here for a long time. I remember when Project Spark came out. I don't think I saw Kofi around. I don't think I saw like Ash and Luca around. Why am I putting out these names? This game was not only on Xbox. This game was also on a PC. So there were multiple people that agreed together that this was not a good game. So why bring it up? Why bring it up now? Oh, it was the first one. Well, I went to that comment section, and the people that don't have me blocked and the people I haven't blocked, I did talk to them, and I showed them a screenshot of Little Big Planet 1 on Metacritic sitting at a 95 after 80 something reviews.
I don't know. Well, this is the thing about before the reviews came out. Obviously I saw BG, I saw Kofi.
Uh-oh.
They've got that. He's got that bet on, hasn't he? And
he's gonna lose that bet.
Well, no, but here's the thing. I said straight off the rip, because I remember hearing about this bet like beginning of the year, or whenever it was made. Fuck knows. But I remember listening and hearing it, and I said he's already lost that bet, because, like I said to be, I think it was with big money. I forgot. That I said that that game's review wise, that game is not going below a fucking an 8. It's gonna be 8, 9s, and 10s because of the way that game is to be treated in a review format. It's not like your traditional game. It's
yeah, that was me, Adam. You said that too. That was me.
And I mean, what I find funny is that Metacritic have given it that seal of approval, right, which is like a must-have sort of, must-own. But the thing is, it only has 22 reviews, whereas some other games that have that seal, they've got like nearly 100 reviews, maybe even actually got 100 reviews. So, I mean, I've always, since, in 2013? Yeah, like 2013, them talking about Dreams after the February reveal, it sounded really fucking fascinating. And, when it comes to me molecule games before that, they've been top tier, like, high 80s, low 90s. Like, they are no pushover company. They are different compared to what you've gotten with PlayStation this generation, which is the vast majority of it third-person shooter, action-adventure, open-world games. And, Dreams is that other game that's like, we are different. And it works.
Yeah.
And this is only the start, by the way. Like, I mean, the start happened last year with the early access, which was a segue to going into Dreams, because it prepared them for this full release, and it being as good as what it is. But only the start.
This guy says the Xbox One X looks like a fridge. Oh, come on, that's illegal. It's true though, but
Well, yeah, it does, man. That's the thing.
But yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Adam, and they do this all the time. They judge, and it's like, what's funny is if the game drops below a 90.
Yeah.
Kofi and BG believe that still could give them the authority to call the game trash.
What was the bet, by the way? Just real quick.
The real bet, the details of the bet, which nobody really wants to talk about, is that the game will score lower than Ori and the Blind Forest. So it has to be lower than an 88 because Ori is at an
It's the Will
88.
o' the Wisps.
Huh?
It's the newer one, not the older
It's the
one.
newer. It's the newer one. You
Oh,
said the
that's
first.
the bet on the new one. Oh, okay. So how the
Yeah.
fuck? Okay, so their bet is on a game that. Okay, that's really confusing. So they're betting that Dreams is just gonna be a worse game than Ori. That's it. That you know how toxic that sounds. You know what? Whatever. That's what they want. Hey, so they think Ori and the Will o' the Wisp is gonna be a better game than Dreams. Which again, Ori and the Will o' the Wisp is gonna probably be an amazing game, just like the first one. But it is what it is. You know what you're getting with Dreams. You're getting more games inside of one game. You know. So hey, man, it is what it is. Don't be. I hope they don't say shit if somebody makes Ori in the fucking Blind Forest or Will o' the Wisp and Dreams. You know, I don't want to hear nothing.
Let's I'm just gonna look
I
real
mean,
quick
it will probably happen, but you know.
Ori 89. So Ori is at an 89, 88. That's the well, definitive edition is 89. Thingy is at an 88. So that's the
The
first
one with
game.
the most reviews on Xbox is sitting at an 88. That's the one we're going with.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I can see Ori. Maybe I said this before. I think it could. I mean, it depends. Again, it all depends on what's different compared to the first game. And like from what I've seen, there's a lot of similarities. There's not a lot of a difference. Like, there's not like an update to it where like there's much difference or like gameplay wise and so on. But I would say it might be like it's still. I feel like it's gonna be like an 88, 89, maybe 90. But I think they've I don't see. I mean, I don't see that game getting above a 91.
The quality of that game has never been in question. The thing is, how much would it sell? I think that's
Hold on. The quality of the game has been in question. That's why they even have this fucking bet. They thought the game was gonna be
What
garbage.
game are you talking about?
Dreams.
When have we when was the last time you were worried, JayTech was worried about that guy, what he think about a video game? And I can answer for you, complete shit.
No,
So,
but you said what you just said. All I did was respond. There were a good amount of people in our community that don't think much of Dreams, and they thought the quality of the game itself was gonna be shit because of the art style or the gameplay or the trailers that they have saw. They did not have faith in the game being much.
That's like fucking saying to someone.
I don't care what their opinion is, but we can't run around.
Giving 5 different people a fucking pencil and a piece of paper and saying draw something, and it all comes down to the person. It doesn't come down to the fucking pencil. So like I've seen Dreams, right? I've seen people that made very complex things, very fucking detailed things, and I've seen people that make very simplistic sort of platforming things. Like everyone has their own way of going around it.
Looks like it's gonna be a piece of shit, but it's a wonderful game.
Yeah, it depends on the individuals, man.
The quality of the game, I think, to me, well, I'm gonna say me. I've never been like with the car. I just was worried about the support it was gonna get. That's all I'm worried about. Real PlayStation games supported.
Well, when it comes to Mediamolecles games, the last time I checked on it was what? The first little planet was 1.3 million, and that was in 2009, I think. Again, they no one expects Mediamolecule games to sell like 3 million units within the first 3 days, right? Everyone knows this. We don't expect it to sell over 10 million units, but I mentioned this yesterday. When it comes down to all the studios that PlayStation own, right? And how much money they take from Sony or have to want to use from Sony, Mediamolecule, a AAA company, roughly last time I checked or heard, Dreams roughly costs a couple 100,000.
Okay, Adam is the one that told me that. Adam was the one that told me that.
A couple 100,000 to make Dreams, and the reason why is because and the reason why the price is that's how much that's how much of the budget was is because again marketing. There is a lot of marketing around this game, and it's when it comes down to that, a lot of people kind of said is it Sony's fault? Is it Mediamolecule's fault? No, it's fundamentally it was the way they wanted it to be because
That's what we were talking about earlier. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not questioning where you got that from, Adam. It's just that I was thinking to myself, I haven't, like, are you sure that number is about right? Because they've been
I mean,
working on that game for a long
obviously, I'm
time.
not specifically like saying like a precise number, but it was
Yeah.
from what I've been told, from what I've been seeing, it's like out of all their studios, Media Molecule has used zero, like little money from fucking Sony to make this game, and it makes sense because again, like if they were like, let's just say if they were like, yo, we need like a couple hundred, we need like 150 million to make this game, right? And that was the case, yeah. Sony will be promoting this game beyond belief because they want this game to like get to a certain standard, right? They want to push that game like and make sure of it. But this game's taken like from 2012. Even though it was revealed in 2013, the idea was mentioned in 2012, all the way up until now. And loads of people have asked this question: why were they given so much time? They didn't release any other game around this whole period. Wrong. They released Tearaway Unfolded, which was their other game that they're working on in the meantime as a palate cleanser, should we say? So whilst they made that game, after they did that, they all jumped on Dreams, and it obviously took the mold of Dreams had many different forms, right? And there's loads of articles right now that popped up last week talking about that. And there was also articles saying like, why did it take you so long to make this game? And they spoke about how Sony are very flexible with them based on the factors of their road plan was, and some other things that they quote unquote said they can't talk about, which I'm guessing is financial aspects. But that also benefits what I'm saying, is the sense of, again, it's a AAA company that kind of, I mean, even with Little Big Planet, right? They obviously did advertise for that game, but they didn't reuse hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to push the game, let alone make the game. It was all like kind of their own doing. And, based on the amount of time that they took to make this game, kind of makes that even more so, because they were allowed to, experiment on how, they can use the budget, how they could, make sure that this game comes out in the way that they want it to. And, as we've seen right now, it is what it is. I retweeted yesterday, I think it was, or Friday, somewhere in Oxford Street, London, a club called Beyond, or Belong, I think it was, had, I think it was like 15 to 20 cubicles set up where people could go and play Dreams. And there was videos, there was screenshots of people playing it. And I again, like, it looks like everyone was having fun. They were literally enjoying it. And it is that thing, like, this thing is like an organic thing, right, in the sense of advertisement. It's not how you would advertise a film with billboards and stuff like that, even though I have seen some advertisement for the game. It's more on the aspect of, words, word from the mouth to whoever it may be. If you spread that, again, social media is a big factor now. I think me and Sam mentioned it, right? The way you advertise stuff nowadays, you can advertise it through Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Like, there are loads of different ways, and it doesn't have to be from Sony themselves. It can be from JayTech, it can be from me, it can be from Sam, it can be from anybody. And if you get, like,
let me ask you something. Can you see Dreams doing at least $1 million by the time the PlayStation 5 come out? Can you see that? I can see that.
Illegal.
If I was,
You don't even think so?
I'm just saying everything you say out of your mouth is it seems to be illegal.
No, I mean, he's again Big Money's not wrong. I think it'll be like I think it could do, if you were to say, like,
look, Adam, it's a $40 game. I think it could do $1 million.
If he was to say 500,000, sorry, I was about to say million, 500,000, I would be like, easily. But $1 million, I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I mean, if I had to give you an answer, no.
You underestimate the power of dreams,
Yeah, don't underestimate the power of PlayStation,
Adam. No, the power of dreams.
No, but here's the thing, bro. I was just going to say, the thing that goes against me saying this is the fact that it's £30, it's $40. It's not a full price game. So, maybe. But, I mean, for me, I would say no.
You mean to tell me you don't think it could get 1 million by November?
I mean, it'll be near 1 million, Jay. I'm not gonna say that, but
we need to make a bet. I need to make a bet.
It's a very tricky thing because again, it depends on.
I'm right there with you, but I'm gonna go out on the and say it could be.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, Jay, I'm crossing my fingers right now and I'm touching wood. Tomorrow, I hope they release the number saying we sold fucking 1 million units.
No, I think 108 million PS4s in a while. It should.
Let me ask you something. Adam, let me ask you something, Adam. Adam, let me ask you something. What do you think Ghost of Tsushima is going to do?
Ooh.
8,000 in the first minute.
What?
In the first minute. I think Ghost of Tsushima could be on track to do God of War, maybe. It could do 3 million in the first weekend. In the first weekend?
I'm talking about right now, right? That, me, comes down to what they show from now up until the launch, but also advertisement of that game. And again, with Sekiro winning Game of the Year last year at the VGAs and some others, as well as like Sekiro, like people like the sort of samurai Japanese sort of games, like that sort of aesthetic. I mean, I'm just going to say like it could easily do like 200 million in the first few days. I don't know.
200 million? 200 million? 100 million?
You mean
no, sorry, my bad. 2 million. Sorry, my bad. 2 million. It could do 2 million in the first 3 days, but I mean,
I think it could do 3 million because we'll have more PS4s, and the reason why I say that, Adam, is because it will definitely have a playable demo.
I'm gonna say this right now. Another factor of that is reviews. Like if reviews are somewhat stellar or good, shall we say, then that could turn this way. That could. Because I remember when Last of Us came out in 2013. It was on the week of E3. Sony had their conference at the beginning, and I remember then during the conference it said, but make sure to pick up The Last of Us coming out late on this Friday, which has got critically acclaimed reviews and was it over 200 so perfect? It was something like that. Perfect scores. Well, it wasn't maybe 200. It was like something perfect scores. And when you hear that from them, it was like, oh shit, I've got to pick up this game. And then when people bought the game, picked it up and played it, it was like that shit sold. That shit sold.
Well, let me give an example. Look at Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
I think Ghost of Tsushima is going to head in that direction. It's going to do those kind of numbers because Horizon Zero Dawn didn't score a high Metacritic score. It was moderate to good.
Yeah. I mean,
if Ghost of Tsushima, what are you talking about? What? We are talking about... Hold on. Metacritic score. What was Horizon Zero Dawn, son? You understand?
It was 89. It should have been 91.
No, I agree with you, but I'm saying if Ghost of Tsushima is in that area, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be doing just fine. But games like Days Gone, which got killed, man, in the Metacritic score, still did great. So Ghost of Tsushima, I'm saying Ghost of Tsushima is gonna do some big numbers. It's gonna do diamond numbers. It's gonna hit that. I'm
gonna keep it with you, J-Love. They said they're going to delay it to 2021. Ghost of Tsushima, bro. I'm going to keep it real.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Don't listen to this motherfucker, man.
Okay. I mean, it's packed.
We are talking about Sucker Punch, by the way. We are talking about Sucker Punch, which, again, I'm not digging him. Like, I'm not going to dig into him. The fact of the matter is, the only games that I've really liked from him is Infamous 1 and 2, right? Second time was okay. It was an okay game. But like, you know, with what we see in this generation, right? With, you know, Guerrilla Games kind of evolving, Santa Monica evolving as a studio as well, kind of to the sense where everyone's calling it the Naughty Dog tier, sort of, you know, development. I want that to be the same with Sucker Punch. I really fucking do. I really do. And I hope
it's going to do it. It's going to do it, Adam, because if you notice PlayStation, it's going to do it because if you notice PlayStation patterns, like Guerrilla...
I mean, just depends.
If you look at Guerrilla Games, Killzone,
and Insomniac
didn't really do it for Guerrilla until they did Horizon Zero Dawn. So this is the same thing for Sucker Punch. It's gonna do the same. It's gonna be the same way.
Everybody, look. Let's all agree to disagree because we got probably one or two more topics to cover. Look,
I mean, just
the sales could honestly go either way. Now, when it comes to Dreams and it comes to Ghosts. Do I think Dreams can hit 1 million before November? Yes, I do. It's not going to be a $40 game from now to November, bro. It just released in February, the second month of the year. You know, you have second to the last month of the year is November when the new consoles come out. I definitely believe Dreams can hit 1 million. The game will drop in price before November, bro. And then it's definitely going to be a steal. With all the publicity that gamers are giving it, just like what you said, Adam, sorry to keep cutting you off because you're talking to walls, but the same thing with like YouTubers and streamers showing off Sea of Thieves, and they can make that game look fun or they can get more interest or eyes on it. The same thing will happen in Dreams. The same exact thing. I'm glad I was the first one letting people know that the game exists, but I don't have to do shit anymore. Because the game is out there in the wild, and there are so many other people that might be a lot bigger than me on Twitch, on YouTube, that will show off this game, and that's what it's all about. The game, the gamers will sell it.
Just want to put this into perspective as well, right? We're talking about budgets. We're talking about budgets of games, right?
Yeah.
All these things like that, right? And I saw someone post this up, and it is one of these things where I expect so much from this game, right? And this is Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite.
Fuck.
No. Here's the thing, Jay. Shut up. Halo Infinite has a budget of 500 million.
Woo!
500 million. And that is a combination of advertisement, that's a combination of them development. It's right? But listen, here's the thing, bro. 500 million, right? Take that shit into account. God of War took, what was it? I think it was like 200 odd million. So that's roughly around half. I think it's like 200 something odd million. So it's half of what Infinite again. And on top of that, I don't know when it was, I think it was last week or this week, I found out something really fucking interesting. And that was Sony paid Insomniac Games, right? 229 million. 229 million, right? Microsoft paid 375 million for Rare. Now, I've asked this question to a few people that I know, as well as I put it up on Twitter. When I hear the fact that we paid less money for Insomniac, and they paid 375 million for Rare, and this isn't old Rare, this is brand new Rare that hasn't really performed to the standards of what people expect them to. It baffles me. And someone said that, it's because they bought the IPs. That's why it was cheaper for Insomniac. But then again, Insomniac, the reason why it's cheap, which obviously that is to be true, yes. But then again, Insomniac didn't own a lot of IPs. They owned a couple of them, but not a lot. It doesn't matter though. It doesn't tarnish what I'm trying to say. It is the fundamentals of it still costed over 100 plus million to get Rare. And again, we've all seen the games that Rare have brought out this generation. They ain't been good. And one of my mates, Jody, who actually worked at Rare, the old Rare, always states they're not the same anymore. They are not what you expect them to be. And I'm just like, you're not wrong. I'm waiting for Rare to come back with a fucking passion, but they are not. And obviously, I hope they come to E3 this year and show something really good. But like I said last week, I don't see Xbox. A lot of their studios are not making those big title games. A lot of them are making small, intricate sort of games for the time being. And I don't know if that's going to hurt him, or if that's going to be, a crutch, or if that's going to be a good thing. I have no fucking clue. But for me, right now, it's a crutch. It just is. But yeah, I just want to say, man, like, yeah, 500 million for fucking Halo, it better be fucking good, because if it isn't, I'm fundamentally saying right now, you spent a fuck ton of money on, well, fuck all.
Yeah.
You really
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Jay, what was the next topic?
Let's see. I'm just waiting for that shit to scroll. We actually might be done.
What about the PS5 won't be $400? What is that?
Oh shit, yeah, that is the last one. Okay, that looped. That's a big one. Adam, I'm gonna let you bite into this one. I'm gonna let you bite into this one, bro. Go have fun.
No.
Go have fun. Because I want to know why Xbox fans making a big deal about a $500 console. Why?
I said this shit to Jay yesterday. Start off with that topic.
You wasn't here.
I don't want to talk.
I want to save this just for you, bro. You was
not
here.
Bro, I like low-key, any person that is stretching towards the high heavens about this bullshit and reacting as if they're surprised that, oh my god, it's going to be a $500 console? Oh my god! Shocker! No, it's not. It's bullshit. It's fake outrage. Grow up, move on. I said this shit to Kid Smooth yesterday, or a couple of days ago in his thing. I just said to him, shut the fuck up. And I said, shut up and grow the fuck up. I said something like that. In front of me, I just told him to grow the fuck up. Because him trying to spread fake outrage because, get likes, retweets, comments. That's what he does. He's a rat. He's a rodent. He's a cockroach. Maybe. Parasite. I don't know. What else can I think of? Algae? Yeah. He's a bottom feeder, basically. He's all these guys are feeding on this bullshit when all these guys fundamentally fucking knew that PlayStation was going to be roughly around the 400, 500 mark. We now know where it's going to be benched at. And then, fundamentally, what that understands as, for Xbox, is that Series X could be a 550 to 600 console. But they don't want to talk about that, though, do they? No, they do not. Oh, no.
They paid for two $500 consoles this gen. The fanboys that really out there bragging, they paid for two $500 consoles. And most of them also went out and got the S.
Yeah, also to add, by the way, because I said this shit yesterday, another thing that people are not talking about is the fact that PlayStation are wanting to spend a little bit more on the cooling system. Now, as we all know, in the 360 PS3 era, what happened to those consoles with the shit fucking cooling system? They burnt out. They had fucking problems, the red ring of death and the yellow light of death, whatever it fucking was for PlayStation, and people got pissed. I'm sorry. I would rather see PlayStation put in additional money to make sure that our consoles, first, don't sound like a fucking jet engine, and two, don't fucking burn out. Because, like I said yesterday to Jay and some of the others, if PS5 releases, right, and people are playing the PS5 and the Xbox Series X's, and I start to see a month later, Xbox people say, oh shit, my console burned out, what's going on? Oh, it's overheating. Whose fucking problem is that? Xbox's. I don't know much about what they're doing on the end of how they're cooling their system. From what I've seen of the Xbox Series X, ventilation, it doesn't look like it has much ventilation. And I feel like there might be a problem. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But, again, stuff that people are just not talking about.
They don't want another 360.
They don't. No, they do not. Yeah. No, they do not. And again, that's my 2 cents on the whole matter. I don't give a fuck about this news. I think it's bullshit drama that I think no one should really pay attention or give a fuck about, because we all knew what we're going to be buying into. Fundamentally, we mentioned this numerous times, right? People buy mobile phones every year. Like the brand new iPhone comes out, it's always over $1,000, right? If people buy that fucking thing, I'm pretty sure people would go out and buy a fucking PS5. Maybe not as much, but obviously I'm kind of far stretching it, because obviously I don't think the PS5 is going to be fucking $1,000. but it will probably be roughly around, like I'm saying, right? But between, it ain't gonna be 400, right? Not unless Sony don't care about taking that loss, which they could, because they can rely on software and software and their services, which the services have gone up, by the way, in revenue. And if, like, based on software, if they have got a good exclusive, a really good exclusive, or a couple of good exclusives on launch that look good and play good, that could be a good benefit in their favor. But for me, I feel like that console is going to be either 450 or 500. That's
J-Love, going back to what you were saying, bro, like, there's no way in hell they can deal with another Red Ring of Death, bro. They cannot, not saying they can't deal with it financially, but they fans, with all the shit they've been dealing with these last couple of years, the fans, that'd be it. I think that'd be where the over the top, the Kid Smooths and all those other dudes, that's when they be like, nah, that's it. I can't do it.
They can deal with it financially, but if the fans are getting pissed and like Kid Smooth are tweeting about it and shit like that, like Kid Smooth tweeted about how his account got suspended or something like that, or I don't know what it was, and he got pissed with Xbox. Imagine if that happened where he bought an Xbox Series X and it bugged out. Oh wait, no, it was a console, wasn't it? It was like a Series X. Oh, sorry, an Xbox One X. I don't know.
Okay.
I forgot.
I think financially, first of all, Microsoft can deal with anything financially. They got the money. But as far as their fans, they couldn't deal with that red. If it was widespread, like let's say it launched, like let's say they sold like 4 or 5 million in the first 4 months. And out of that 5 million, 2 million of them are experienced that Red Ring of Death shit, that'll be it. That'll be it for them.
Oh, that'll be
it. They fans to give up right there. It better be done. I know if I had something like that, that'll be it for me.
Yo,
I'm buying that motherfucking thing. That'll be it for me, bro.
Dude, the only way that they can get out of that alive is if they sort of do the whole thing of we recall all of our consoles back, send them back to us, and we'll give you a brand new one without any additional pay. That's the only way I can get out of that.
Because you know what, Adam, the only ventilation I've seen off of that thing is the top.
It's the top,
the top of the fucking thing. That's the only ventilation I've seen. Now, we haven't seen the back. I don't think they got to. Do they have pictures to the back?
We have a prototype, so it could change. You see, the prototype has been leaked. It could change. But like you said, the top, literally, for me, is the only ventilation. And like,
I see,
you look at PC rigs, right? They are vented to a fucking T. Whether you got the cooling, whether you got a cooling system, like a really liquid cool system, or if you've got like loads of vents at the back. Again, if this console is going to be as powerful as what they're saying it is, right, that shit's going to need some fucking ventilation. And the way, for me, the console itself, it doesn't look big. It looks smaller than
Looks like a PC. It looks like a PC.
Well, how big? No, but how big is it? Is it like tower? Because for me, it looks fucking small. Like, as if the discs are going to be smaller, but like that's just the perception of it. But for me, it's got to be the size of like a disc that we've got right now, right? So obviously to slot in, but then also it's got again width, height, length, and then it's got to be like the length, the width, the height, the length of a Blu-ray disc, and then obviously probably add I don't know, maybe additional half the space because obviously you've got.
No, Big Money, are you getting the X series?
Yeah.
You getting it?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I get all
I will only get one. Yeah. Well, I've said this before. I will get a Series X 2 years down the line if they have the games that are fucking fundamentally giving me the reason for it.
You know you're the reason why Microsoft is doing keep doing what they doing because the dudes like you. You know that, right?
Well, I mean,
they know niggas. They know niggas gonna go out and buy this shit. They know niggas gonna go out and buy this shit. They know niggas don't give a fuck. They know niggas ain't gonna give a fuck. They just gonna go out and buy it anyway. And regardless because behind the shit, so they know niggas is going like you gonna go and buy the shit. So they're gonna keep producing this shit.
Fam,
they're gonna keep producing this shit until motherfuckers like you stop buying this shit. And I told Zaire that shit too on this fucking podcast. He was looking, he don't find it. I
have no defense. My brother just let me have it because I'm gonna get the buzz. But I don't know why, bro. I don't know why, bro. It's just like ever since I had the means, man. Like every console that come out, I grab it, bro. I know that's a fucked up thing to do, but I have no defense. I have none.
I mean, dude, I saw someone on Twitter about this shit, and I don't know why this guy got really pissed about this, but I said that Xbox are not the Xbox division, I said, is not treating the next Xbox as a traditional console. This guy went fucking off on me. Like saying, what do you mean they're not treating it as a traditional console? That's bullshit. They've always been traditional about gaming console. It's like, well, yes, they have up to this point. Like, Microsoft are not treating their next console traditionally. PlayStation are. They're not. They're going off an evergreen system, which is like mobile phones and an ecosystem. They're basing their whole narrative off of users and that sort of point, right? Which, this week I saw some Xbox fan talk about how PlayStation brought up, an executive of PlayStation mentioned how, users matter more than hardware sales, right? And they're like, so now PlayStation are saying this shit now. It's like, no, well, you're wrong. PlayStation have been saying this since last generation. I don't know why you bring this up, because they've always been very outspoken about their users with Plus membership, with PSN memberships. Also, you got to understand that this also communicates to, whether they sell in hardware communicates to, users on the PS3. Because again, it was free to play online. So they're like, okay.
But Adam, that's Xbox talking
points.
It's
Xbox propaganda bullshit.
That's Xbox talking points. That's why. That's what that is. Of course,
but this is my point, right? And the reason why I just didn't want to talk about this sort of subject, for me personally, because it was that sense of Xbox fans on Twitter or that are doing YouTube videos are thriving off of the aspects of rumored sources, leaks, and stuff like that, and
go to your man Diller. Your man Diller's doing that. He's the king of it. Diller's the king of that shit.
I mean, I said this yesterday, J-Love. I've muted, nothing against Dealer or Colt or any of those guys, but I've actually muted them. I haven't blocked them. I've muted all their stuff because it is the sense of just seeing the same stuff over and over and over again. And I'm like, I want to hear these guys talk about the games that they are presumably getting, prepped for and all these bits, which they do talk about, but very frequently.
Adam, you're a smart dude. Why do you think they're talking like that? Why do you think they're talking about games? You're a smart dude. Think about it.
Because
these motherfuckers ain't got nothing else. The console they're talking about is dog shit.
More buzz. That's the reason why.
Right. And the console they represent is dog shit. They ain't got shit to show for it, so they got nothing else but to say that propaganda shit.
We spoke about
y'all, I didn't mean to cut y'all. Hey, but I'm finna get up out of here. Adam, J Love, Snow Bunny, J Tech, everybody, man, mad love. Hey, thanks for everybody to come check us out. Make sure y'all come check us out next week at 2:00 on Sunday. Holla back at everybody out, man. Y'all take it easy.
Yeah, hit that like button if anybody leaving. Hit that like button.
You too, bro. Hit that like button. Yeah, show some love.
Yeah. I mean,
but Adam, you smart. You know what these dudes about.
Yeah, I know. And again, like, here's the thing, right? Because I see a lot of PlayStation fans, bringing this up, and it is something that, I think PlayStation fans and even Nintendo fans are very fundamentally right to do this. And it is the sense of, we always have these discussions. Snow Bunny brings up, all these games that are going to be coming out for, Nintendo Switch and obviously us with the PlayStation. Like, we are fundamentally looking, obviously, yes, we see the hardware, we see the PS5 is going to come out this year, or whenever it gets revealed, right? But fundamentally, we've got all these other titles in front of us. We are looking at those titles, right? We're looking at playing Doom, we're looking at playing, Animal Crossing, Iron Man VR, Dreams right now, Final Fantasy, Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima. And they are fundamentally concentrating, talking about hardware. And I'm like, first of all, you guys should be talking about Bleeding Edge. Bleeding Edge is in beta right now. I spoke about it today. I don't mind Bleeding Edge. I think it's an okay game. It's quirky.
What you play that on? What you play that on, Adam? What you play that on? Bleeding Edge. PC? You play it on PC?
No, on my Xbox One, just a standard Xbox One.
Oh, you just got an Xbox One.
Yeah, just a standard Xbox One, man. I'm playing it on my brother's, because it's my brother's old Xbox One, and I'm just playing it on his Game Pass, his profile of Game Pass.
Okay.
But you got that right in beta. I want to see Xbox fans talking about that game, but I'm not seeing anybody talking about that game in such a specific way.
Because, man, these dudes ain't got nothing else, man. It's dog shit what they doing, man. These dudes.
Let me give my interpretation of this. I'm thankful for you, J Love and Adam breaking this down, and also Big Money before he stepped out. I don't know if Sam wants to chime in. He might be busy, but yeah, Adam, I'm gonna go with what you said. I agree with you also, J Love, but they do this a lot just to get views. They want to dwell on this bad news, or they want to change this into something negative towards PlayStation, because even though these guys are fat, old as fuck, they got more gray hairs than anybody's fucking grandparents, they still believe, even after Father fucking Phil told you the console war is over, they still believe that they're fighting a console war. There was no console war. Somatic used to tell me this shit all the time. There was no console war. There was no real competition. PlayStation stayed ahead of them too long for them to ever make a comeback. That means you weren't really battling anybody else. You were battling your last best record. And that's what PlayStation was doing.
Yeah, let me just put something in perspective as well. DICE Awards was on this week, right? Yeah. And I'm gonna say this I openly joked about this. What was going to win Game of the Year? And I said Untitled Goose Game, and it fucking won. Now the first thing that popped into my head was obviously Gears of War 5. By the way, that loads of Xbox fans spoke about it being like Game of the Year category nominee and all that bits and bobs. Was not nominated in that award ceremony or some of the others. Yet, just think about that. And a game about a goose.
Made by 4 people.
I'm like, yeah, you're right, Snowbody. More people played that game probably, but it's funny to see that game won Game of the Year. I'm glad they won Game of the Year. They I'm not gonna lie, they were deserving of it. It was a lot of people were like, damn, this game's really fun. Like, a lot of people spoke about this game, and I'm like, any person that turns their head and like, what the fuck? It's just like, this isn't the first time that DICE have chosen a game like this. Like, Journey was another one where, again, you're just going from point A to point B. That won Game of the Year there. Fallout 4 won Game of the Year, which, to be honest, it shouldn't have done, because there was other titles on that year that were way better. And Fallout 4 wasn't the best Fallout game, let's all be honest. This...
But what's funny to me is, as you were saying, Untitled Goose Game, and you bring up Gears 5. Untitled Goose Game was made by 4 people in their downtime. The studio only had 4 people. Gears 5 had the backing of Microsoft and pretty much a ton of fucking money.
Yep.
And
funny, isn't it?
Huh?
It is fun. What you just said, it puts a lot of perspective into it, and it is funny to see.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's up here saying with all these studios Microsoft is getting, they got unlimited funds. What do you think they'll be able to do with that? Well, they had unlimited funds with Gears.
Yeah.
But Untitled Goose Game won.
Yeah. You don't need that, though. That's the problem. You say unlimited funds, but if they are able to do it, No Man's Skies were able to make that sort of ambitious game with the amount of people they did. I don't know what about Animal Crossing, how many people are working on that game, because I don't know the nitty-gritties of some of the, studios within Nintendo and how many people they've got.
Nintendo, you'll find out more about third-party studios and second-party studios than their first-party.
Yeah, I mean, Umar. Yeah, we heard about their budget ages ago, but so yeah, it's 500 million. We know. Again, like that goes back to that question. So, buddy, 500 million budget. This is obviously this budget was used on recreating their slipstream engine, which can cost money, marketing, which whenever that will be, and also making of the game. Right? There's loads of different narratives as to where they're using that budget. Right? That is not just the game itself. There's loads of narratives of it. And I said earlier on, I expect that game to be at a fucking major level, like a big level. Because if, let's just say, that game comes out, doesn't get the reviews that it does, and again, like, even though Xbox fans are not going to, admit it, if that game does not sell well, because that's a game that has to sell well. If it doesn't, you've just gone and spent 500 million on a game, and you just go and put it on Game Pass, which we all know they're going to do because they've already confirmed that shit.
Again, you have to sell
it. There's a lot of things about that. It makes it a bit iffy. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, games, video games and films, right? It's become this thing where, like, a lot of people talk about the aspects of the gap, right, which games are bridging between, movies, right, on what they make in money. And I think
more than games, they sell more.
Well, that's what I mean. When Spider-Man came out, it made more money than the film. I think it was.
Yeah, it did. I was just on I don't know if you know Enrique or JayTech. I was on not on his podcast, but I was chopping it up with him a little bit, and I said, "Yo, Spider-Man is still selling." I said Spider-Man is still selling, and by the time it's done, it's probably gonna wind up with Last of Us numbers because that game is still selling.
That's a big title. God of War. I expect it to be similar to that, over 16 million.
It's still selling, man.
I'm gonna be blunt with you, Jay, with God of War, because again, that series wasn't as recognized before 2010s.
I agree, man.
And
that's what Jay was just saying.
To do what it did was shocking. Like, in a good way.
What? You serious? It was shocking to you?
Yeah, man.
Jay was saying that too. Jay said that too. It was shocking. Jay said it was shocking that
there was a lot of hate on their last console game. Their last console game, I believe, was God of War Ascension, and there was a lot of hate. I loved it. I loved the multiplayer.
But Jay, Jay and Adam, look what the YouTube commercials did. The YouTube commercials were so convincing for God of War. That by the time they released, huh?
Yeah, the NBA thing that they did as well.
Yeah, it was on the NBA floor on Golden State. I remember that.
Yeah.
For the Golden State
Warriors. Again, it goes back to marketing, right? They marketed the shit out of that game.
It was very mysterious, too, of why he was in this new land and what he was doing there and what happened. It was just, this story just blew up. I love the revenge story. And like Adam said, it did eventually get a little bit old because you knew what to expect from every God of War. Except for when they started bringing new characters in a handheld version where they, you explored his brother and his past with the Spartans and you got the shield weapon, the different weapons.
Yeah.
Bro, it was such a great game. And that's what I want from God of War going forward. I want you to be able to have different weapons going forward.
I mean, going back to Gears, right? Gears 5. A lot of people were talking about, within the injury were saying, and same thing with Halo, actually. A lot of people say that they want Halo and Gears of War to do what God of War did, right? Reinvent it. Gears of War didn't do that last year. They made small little adjustment changes that didn't really change much. And Halo is the next thing, and it looks to be since they announced that game, it seems to be the case that they're going back to the original idea of Halo, which is basically what Bungie did with Destiny. It's an open world aspect with certain other points.
Yeah, but Adam and Jay, you know what though? I knew God of War was going to do these numbers because guess what? God of War had a legacy from the PS1
yeah,
to
but
the
like,
PS2.
would you
Hey,
say?
From the PS1 to the
I
PS3.
wanna
That
we got
that
something
that
dreams related. Hold on, J Love. Hold on. This is important.
Let me just talk to J-Lo on this, right? But did when with God of War 1, 2, and 3, would you say that it was really fucking popular in the significant way of people?
No. What happened was just like all PlayStation exclusives. You gotta remember PS1 and PS2 didn't need exclusives at the time, but it was gaining momentum as PlayStation popularity was growing. The PlayStation exclusives were growing too. You gotta look at PlayStation sales exclusive games from the PS3 until now. You gotta remember they wasn't getting big until now. Now they're getting crazy numbers. These numbers are going crazy.
Was it God of War 1 came out mid-generation on the PS2, and this was when Xbox One around. And obviously God of War 2 came out just
right, and it was getting momentum. Right, you gotta remember it was getting popularity. It was growing. And it kept growing and growing. And then once the PlayStation fan base and the popularity of PlayStation brand alone, people just flocked to it because I knew it was going to do these numbers. I knew because look at Horizon Zero Dawn. Who ever thought this game was going to hit these numbers? These numbers are over 10. These PlayStation exclusives doing crazy numbers.
And this is the thing. If we're talking about numbers of what games sold, how many units, it is one of those things. Specifically for this generation, anyway. With PlayStation, some of the PlayStation games that have reached the numbers that they have, compared to their games last generation, right? It was very rare to get those sort of numbers last generation, and then this generation, it was just it was good to see those numbers, and it still is because it just means right. And this is where it comes back down to the aspects of I like what Game Pass does, right? And I'm not bashing that service in any shape or form. But when you put your games day and date, right, and you are putting a budget of $500 million on a Halo game, and you're putting that goddamn thing on Game Pass, I fundamentally already don't expect people to be buying that game. I do not expect them to be buying it. I expect them to be paying for Game Pass and do it that way. And looking at how what they're going to get back for that $5 million, I don't see them getting back. Or I don't see them getting back $500 million of that budget. Mm-hmm. I see them getting back maybe $3, maybe $2 million.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I actually see them loading it with microtransactions to make up their money.
Exactly.
To make up that money.
Yeah, well, Fatal's talked about this, when he's always come in with Gears, right? They flooded Gears 5 with microtransactions, and he was one of the people that voiced his opinion, and rightfully so. I'm glad he did. And he did say that they did change it, but they did just do some fuck shit as well with later on. But like I'm saying, right, with God of War, I think it was 230 or 30 something of million, right, to make that game.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
The new God of War. It was $200 million to make that game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the new one.
And again, based on the amount of copies that they sold, and this is limited edition, standard edition, and the collector's edition, that easily profited by a massive margin. And when a game profits, it just means that obviously PlayStation are good about themselves as well as the studio. I mean, obviously the main thing is when it comes to studios is that, obviously money's good, but the main thing is that people are loving and enjoying their game. And with God of War, as we saw with Corey, he loved the enthusiasm that he was getting from the community. Days Gone's another one. It wasn't a good reviewed game, but the community was taking photo mode pictures. They still talk about it today, and the community with that do these.
What do you think the numbers are at on that?
What, on Days Gone? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Son of Sam mentioned this the other day, and I don't know. I mean, I would say it's got to be over 300. Sorry, not 300. Sorry. Give them fucking hundreds. 3 million, maybe 5. It's got to be over that. It's got to be, because I think when it came out, it said that it did more than, I don't know if it was Resident Evil 2. It was like a big triple. It was like a big AAA party game. I don't know what it was though. But
Yo,
yeah,
Adam, I will tell you this right now. Spider-Man beat everything, right? You know that, right? Spider-Man killed everything.
it was one of the best things. Yeah.
The Last of Us is gonna kill that.
I think The Last of
Gonna,
Us is gonna kill all the remaining Xbox, but that's just me.
yeah, The Last of Us Part 2 is gonna curb stomp everything in its wake, and it's gonna be a tsunami out this motherfucker when that game gets come out. I'm telling you.
Well, dude, this all comes down to here's the thing when it comes to Last of Us, and I think this game is definitely gonna do what people expect it to do. Mainly because, right, I expect Sony to go fucking crazy on the fucking advertisement of that game. If the reviews are stellar, right, like I said earlier on, that will be a benefit to them in some margin, not a big margin, small margin. And then on top of that, like we talk about influencers, right, like streamers. Mm-hmm. A lot of streamers that I've watched have already said when they watched the gameplay trailer that we got last year that they cannot wait to stream this game. And there's a lot of streamers that are waiting for this game, and that's going to be another factor of how people are going to be buying this game, whether they've got a PS4 or not. They will be buying the console and playing that game.
Yeah, and look, that's another thing I want to say.
Jay, we got Final Fantasy people streaming too. You got people crying with Final Fantasy
so a lot of people about to buy. If they don't have a PS4 for Last of Us, that means they skip Final Fantasy. I can see a lot of people that's gonna buy into Final Fantasy. They're gonna have that game. They're gonna have a PS4 ready for Last of Us. That's the appetizer right there, Last of Us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man!
Look, that's gonna be big. You know how many people just want to experience Final Fantasy, even if they didn't even play the first version of Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, I want to get this remake." Like, look at Adam, bro. Adam said he was gonna wait for all of them. Now,
no.
Adam,
let me clarify to you because you're wrong.
I wait no more. He said he gotta eat it.
No, I did say to you. I did say that when they showed off that launch trailer, I think it was. It has made me lean more towards actually getting this game.
What, Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy. Because originally, I was going to wait until they release all 3 parts. And I know that they haven't confirmed that it's 3 parts, but I guarantee you it's going to be 3 parts. And it's going to be, I'd probably say they will all, fundamentally, this whole game will be released by, I said 2024. Because the problem is as to why it took so long was it wasn't in-house at the beginning. And again, it was very bumpy in development. Also, Square Enix were having to focus on Kingdom Hearts 3, the new Final Fantasy game, as well as on the online Final Fantasy game that was a bit bad at launch, and then this. But now they're focusing on. Again, they've minimized their product.
So you said 3 parts? They're gonna release 3 parts. Okay, so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying that also the director of Final Fantasy 15, he was working on 15 and 7. Yeah. So now, once he finished all the parts of 15 and everything, he's now working full force on 7.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I always thought it was going to be 3 parts, but they're up here saying they're going to do it in 2 parts, and I'm sitting here thinking about the game, and I'm like, I think it's going to be 3 parts.
Yeah, because you've got this whole first part is you going from the beginning of Midgard to then going outside of Midgard. That's this game. So then I expect the next game to be outside of Midgard up until you go to the final area. I forgot what it's called now. And then you've got that last part.
And whoever played Final Fantasy on a PS1, man, you got about 5 discs in that thing, man. So that's a big game. It was a 5-disc game. I think it was 3 or 5.
That was the Final Fantasy VII was 3 discs. It was 3 discs.
3 discs. Yeah, 3 discs.
Social Drawing says that Days Gone has sold 4 million. I'll have a look at that just to make sure. I mean, obviously, it might be even more now.
Wait. Who said that?
Look at your chat.
No, I want to know where the source. What website could be the source? I can't just take information from out of a chat person with no profile picture.
Well, again, like I mean, I have to dig into this sort of thing.
Days
but
Gone sold 4 million copies.
Yeah, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that.
Well, I mean, like I said,
no, there's no information popping up on Google.
There's
It's bad or it's good.
It's good if it's true, but I want to find out where the source is.
No, the reason
it's good, but
yeah, what it was. No, I said earlier on, right, was that someone. What it was based off of what game was out before it, and apparently it outsold like a big AAA third-party game, and I don't know. I think it might be Resident Evil. I don't know, but it it was near to Resident Evil, and I think Resident Evil sold nearly like. Was it 3 million? I forgot.
What, on both platforms? Is that on both platforms?
What, Resident Evil?
No, is that on both platforms or like just the PS4?
Resident Evil is on 3 platforms. That's on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. It's on 3 platforms.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check that out, man. As far as the Days Gone.
There you go, here.
Days Gone is on 1 platform. Resident Evil is on 3 platforms, J-Love. Resident Evil is a multi-platform game.
So here we go. It says here, ending on, this was in July last year. It's worth noting that the chart only covers physical sales, not digital, and it is based off of an individual sales figures from each respective country. In the UK, Days Gone takes second place right above Tom Clancy's Tom Clancy's The Division 2, and just under FIFA 2019.
Thank you.
So, based on those games, they both sell. Those 2 games sold really fucking well. Division and obviously FIFA always sells well. So, I would probably say he might be right, Jay. 4 million might be the case.
It's still good enough for them to celebrate, so I wish they would. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just really would. I like one thing. I don't like to do this with the gaming community that I'm a part of or anybody else. I don't like giving out information that can't be proven because then it might come back. Hey, bro, you're wrong. And then I take more damage being wrong than anyone else in this fucking community. I swear to fucking God, man. Like if I'm wrong, I never get to live that shit down. So I want to wait for the information to publicly come out from the company, from the developer that is at 4 million, and then we can brag about it. I know it's gonna get a sequel, and I know it's so good, but we don't know what the number is for real. We need to wait.
Yeah, I just saw.
Days Gone sales continue. Days Gone sales continue to get. So, but go.
No. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Because if that's the one I think it is, Eddie, that's fake.
Which one? What is Eddie talking about?
He sent me a link for saying that the Nintendo Direct's on 2/12. That's a fake article.
Oh, that's a fake article.
Yeah. It's look at the Twitter handle. It will say Nintendo.
Yeah, that's not the real one.
Yeah. So yeah, another thing as well was so Days Gone within the it says here
that was a good game.
For the first 6 months. So apparently, this is only in the UK though. Exclusively sold 229,182 units through the first 6 months of 2019. That's only in the UK though. And again, the UK population. I'm not saying I mean based on gaming, like. It's not fucking humongous, but like that's a fucking good number. So you can probably say it's definitely done over 1 million, or maybe I'll say 2 easily. Where it's 4 or 5, I don't know, but yeah, I would say at least it's done definitely 2 million with ease, to say the least. It was the second NPDs. Days Gone is now the 8th best-selling game in 2019. That was it in June. I mean, there isn't a concrete article that says it sold this, so, yeah.
Yeah, Sony's been kind of quiet on those numbers.
Yeah, same thing with Death Stranding, they haven't released those numbers either.
Yeah, I wonder why.
The
What?
closest article
Somebody?
I could see here saying Days Gone was the best-selling PS4 exclusive on the PSN in 2019.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I saw the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, look, I know it's so good. I still want to see the numbers. I can't really brag about something without seeing the numbers. It's just like Xbox fans. They try to defend shit all the time. They don't got no fucking numbers. I don't want to be like them. So I ain't pulling nothing out of my ass because I don't got nothing. I don't got no numbers. And unless I get a
Gotcha.
source with a real legitimate website, I can't repeat those numbers. Sorry.
Let me just ask. I wanted to ask nobody a good question about this because it seems that we brought up the fake direct. I saw a lot of people bring up the number. What is it, 160 odd days like that since they did a
Sorry,
Nintendo.
man. I can't talk about those numbers, man.
Yeah, they're saying 162 days. I don't know where the hell they got this time because my life is too busy.
Yeah, I think that what they're saying is, but it's like the last Nintendo Direct that they had, where it was a multitude of games, not specifically for a specific game, like Pokemon or.
No. The last Nintendo Direct was, I think, September or something. September or October. Yeah. That's where they're counting from.
Yes, that's it. That's right. But I just wanted to know, because obviously, I mean, you already answered it. You're not baffled by it or whatever. But I've been seeing a lot of Nintendo people being very vocal about when they're going to get another Direct.
I'm seriously thinking about making a video about it because I'm seeing tons of Nintendo fans up here talking about there's no fucking games, there's no this and there's no that. Last 6 months almost, they're giving you exclusive games. Almost. Right now, we're getting from now until May. Yeah, granted, some of them are third party and some of them are ports, but we're still getting a lot of games coming. People want to know every little single solitary thing about Animal Crossing. I don't. I want to be surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the basics of the game. I'm ready to go. I don't need to know anything else, but people are losing their minds because they can't find out everything. But after that last, and Nintendo outed the news, you remember when all that stuff from Pokemon got leaked?
Yeah.
They found who did it.
Oh yeah, and they blacklisted them, didn't they?
They sure as hell did. And the person who was working for them, they fired that person. So Nintendo right now is keeping everything close to their hearts.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with this VR game?
What VR game?
Alivo VR.
Oh, you mean the Limbo?
No, it's called
Alvo.
ALVO VR. They have an official Twitter page and a website. Seems to be for PlayStation VR.
Okay. Well, I thought I'd mention this.
You see the top 10 for the UK?
The top 10? No. You got the link? Did anybody?
Yes, Dreams is number 8. That's the physical release. Looks like the game did pretty damn good. So that's not even including the digital release.
And look, it's gonna have longer legs the more people see creations, bro. I'm telling you.
FIFA, you know.
Well, that's good, man.
Yeah, I think the Dreams definitely can do 1 million before November, bro. I don't know why.
Yakuza finished number 3rd, the remaster collection.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, guys. Have we heard anything else on the updates of that? Because they're saying, everybody's saying November or whatever, but that coronavirus is getting hot and heavy over there.
What updates for what?
Have we heard
the new generation consoles? Look, like we said, bro. If you're a Nintendo fan like yourself, if you're a PlayStation fan like myself, we're good. They could delay that system as much as they want. We got games.
Yep.
They're saying they got the virus. They got the cure for already.
They got the cure, but they not giving it out. So I don't give a fuck about having it. They need to get that shit out.
Sorry. Based on this topic, from what I've heard, Snow Bunny, It's because obviously what happened this week about the PlayStation 4 costing and what it is. It sounds like that they have already started production. Normally they would do around this sort of time. They normally start production of the consoles roughly around this time, but that still doesn't mean that it could get delayed or they could have shortage of the consoles. Yeah. I mean, there hasn't been really an update of it though. If from what I've heard, it's just from what we got initially. So it could still be delayed, or it could be short manufactured. But yeah, because the thing is, I've been seeing I've been looking at the Corona thing, in China. The thing is, obviously the casualties are going up, but apparently the cases are slowing down. Like based on how fast they were getting them before, which I mean, it apparently is a good thing, but they're still losing people to the actual virus itself. So I feel like it's more on the point of I think most people have got it, or they've been treated, or they've got it, and it's that's the reason why it's starting to slow down, because most people have that, they've been in contact. But yeah. I mean, I said this last time when we talked about this. I expect this thing to slowly start to die down. Maybe in April or May. But then again, that doesn't mean that doesn't affect the consoles. It could do. We have to wait and see on Sony's end and Microsoft, and then obviously because Nintendo got hit.
Nintendo was already hit. Japan is suffering a shortage now of Switches because of the coronavirus in Japan,
so
in China.
The case there, I would expect maybe shortages or a delay. I mean, again, I don't care if this thing gets delayed, because one, human lives matter more, and two,
exactly.
I don't think PlayStation need it to bring out their console this year. They just don't. They've got games to keep them company until next year. They want to do it. Man. But yeah, from what I've been hearing, there's no update of it yet. But I would presume we'll get an update. Maybe next month. I don't know. Maybe at GDC they might talk about it, because that's a game development conference, and if it is going to affect these consoles, these companies have to come out and talk about it, regardless. I think they should do it before they announce the day and the price of these consoles, because if they announce the day and the consoles' prices, and then they go out and they say, but we, well, they announce the price, but then they announce the day, and it's we're going to be delaying it for some countries, but then we're going to be in short supply with others. It's there's no point in doing that. You might as well delay the whole fucking thing.
They would only announce that they're going to have shortages so that they could drive that crowd to buying them quicker.
Yeah, of course, that's it.
Well, what if they have a shortage because they really have a shortage?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They may have a shortage. And then what I'm saying is they'll still announce they're releasing the games, but then pull a Nintendo oh, we didn't think it was going to be that popular that quickly. And then it'd be a shortage for a while. Because you remember there was a shortage of the Switches when they first came out.
I mean, PS4 didn't come out in Japan until the following year. Don't forget that. I mean, also PS3 didn't come out or didn't launch on the day that it did. I think for UK it launched the following year, I think, with PS3. So it won't be the first time that it would do this. And again, I don't know how this virus acts. If the people that are making it, if the virus can live on the systems, or wherever it just dies out, within the
video game.
Hour.
No, somebody sending me a text message.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. But if I was them, if it is one of those things that it can survive on surfaces for a fucking few days, I would not even risk that. Putting these consoles out, I would leave it.
Okay, Adam, let's talk about these sales real quick. Guys, if you don't mind, we got to talk about these sales because it's pretty important.
Bring back big money in here. That just answered this question, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to share real quick, everybody. This is really important. So, Dreams is number 8, right? But Darksiders Genesis is number 11. That's a new game. Street Fighter 5 is number 37.
Ultimate.
That's a new game. So and look again, it did good. Let me see. They said Zombie Army, which was number 4 on the debut week, which was last week, it dropped all the way down to 24.
I mean, I expect what FIFA.
Yeah,
COD,
so I don't think Dreams is doing bad for its first week.
No.
But I think it will do better the more people know about it. And I think this week more people will know about Dreams.
Dude, it's gonna do $1 million within a month.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna do $1 million. I don't know how y'all don't think a game like this, $40 around the world, is not gonna do $1 million with 108 million consoles out there. I just don't see. Look, man.
Dude, hey, you're talking to a fucking person that lives in England that has actually met the freaking people. I want this game to do those numbers.
I want it to do good too, but it's like big money, and you up here talking to walls, and big money don't got no money.
The thing is, it definitely 100% will do, man. Because again, it's not a fully priced game. A lot of people are talking about it. It probably will do, but I've stated that for me. It'll be roughly nearer 1 million units. I'm not going to say it's going to do over it. It could do 1 million. It may, but again, it might be and do more. I said it earlier on. I'm crossing my fingers, touching wood, that tomorrow, let's just say tomorrow, right? News breaks out that this game does 1 million units. Or
I saw somebody say earlier Days Gone was 4 million. Days Gone is at 7 or 8 million, not 4 million.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, I think Days Gone is probably done. I think Days Gone is definitely probably done over for me because based on think about all the people, the traffic that was going on when that game came out, and throughout the whole of 2019, and even to this point now, people researched on it, taking pictures and stuff like that. I think that game has definitely sold what it has, and don't forget how many times it's gone on special offer, whether it's physical or digital. That game's definitely probably done over 4 million. I wouldn't be fucking surprised.
That shit did 4 million by last August.
Yeah, probably did. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, what's called again? By the way, because when we were talking about Last of Us, I forgot to mention this shit. Did any of you see Anthony Newman's tweet about we about to redefine AAA in 2020?
I heard about that. They posted.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's oh damn! He brought fire, and everyone was just yo, I'm jumping on this.
Yeah, I heard they
redefine AAA.
They about to do a Anthem.
Oh, GameIndustry.biz.
It's weird that people are.
Read this then.
Now you know what? That's a personal thing. I'm glad I blocked those two motherfuckers. Some people it seemed like two people fell back to older accounts they haven't used in a while on Twitter just to follow me. It's fucking weird.
So GameIndustry.biz posted this up, Sam. Good man.
Yeah, put the link in the chat.
Yeah.
I just saw your Twitter.
This is big news though. Dreams beat Darksiders, so it's not that bad of a game.
I mean, I've got to say the only one that's kind of surprising to me is actually, funny enough, is Yakuza at number 3. It beat GTA, it beat Fallen Order, and Mario Kart.
Yakuza's getting bigger, bro. I think that they look. I'm happy for the success of Yakuza. I don't think it's gonna do well on Xbox, but hey, it is where they want to go. So at this point in time, I don't see no reason why it shouldn't be on the Switch. The Switch is powerful enough to play some of the older Yakuza games, so why not just if you go on this route, put them everywhere. But that's what I'm saying. Once you do that, it might not sell as good as it does as an exclusive. The name, the word exclusive tied to Yakuza, that's why it's been doing so good, bro.
Well, it's got a Game Pass, so that's the other thing. Don't forget.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the one we're looking at right now, charting. That's not on any other platform. That's on one platform and it's breaking numbers.
Well, that and also you gotta think if they put it on Game Pass, people are gonna be getting it on there. If they put it on Switch, they can ask ungodly amounts of money. People on the Switch who really, really bloody want it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want them to put it on Xbox. I'd rather them have put it on Switch. Yes, it's already on PC. They don't buy shit over there. But I'm talking about people that's actually gonna buy the game of Yakuza. PlayStation gamers still gonna support it. Nintendo Switch fans, that's a new community. You guys love Japanese-centric games, even the American Nintendo Switch adopters. So I think it would do very well on Switch. I don't know why they put it on Xbox outside of Phil thinking that he gonna give the FU to Sony by taking a game that used to be exclusive, which is something that he claimed that he wasn't gonna do anymore, but he wasted all that fucking money. His gamers that I know better than they know themselves, ever since he tried this Japanese fucking campaign last gen, they're not gonna buy this game.
Didn't they release the Yakuza on the Wii?
Yeah, but it didn't do well.
That's probably why they didn't bring it out. It probably sold like crap.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
it's different now. It might do a little bit better now. Who knows?
Like, the funny thing,
I mean, they put it on Xbox for God's sake. Why not put it on Switch, man? Like, if you're gonna take a gamble over there.
You told me to that topic about them going with partnership with Samsung.
Yeah.
You know how obviously Phil went to Japan the other week, right? Or a couple of weeks ago. This is the other thing that I've mentioned as well to Xbox fans on Twitter. Don't expect him to be going to Japan only for video game studios. I guarantee you, a big majority of his visits in Japan was to do with Samsung. It was to do with other companies, Japanese giant companies, bringing him on to, certain other things besides video games, like game studios, right? I think he went over there for the Samsung thing, guaranteeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Just thinking about it. Yeah, I mean, he goes over to Japan. Obviously, we all know, like, Xbox, they need that, that sort of fan base, again. And I've already said this. The only way I see Xbox access in Japan in a great way is through xCloud. That's the only way I can see it, because they love portability. And that's what xCloud is. So
I want him out when Big Money get back in here next Sunday. Maybe when I talk to him, we making a public bet for Dreams getting to 1 million by a certain time, because it's gonna be fun. And we gotta start. I think I'm gonna also get him to do a bet, even though I know he's gonna lose. I'm gonna do a bet for Last of Us also.
Didn't you already do a bet on how many units it was going to sell in the first 3 days?
What, Last of Us?
Yeah, it was somebody made a bet. It was either you guys or someone else you were talking about that made a bet that Last of Us will do certain million units.
It was us, but I can't fucking remember that far back. I know I made that bet.
I think somebody said it was 7 million units in the first 3 days. I'm like, you're joking me.
7 million?
There was 5 million units in the first 3 days.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that one. 5 million. I think it could do that. I mean, shit. It got the hype. Bro, let them come out with a limited edition console or a console bundle for The Last of Us. For the individuals that are haters like fuck, PC fanboys, they will go out and buy that shit too. Because they know they're not going to want to wait. They could be on Twitter all they want saying, well, this guy said their games are coming to PC, so I don't need a PlayStation. Well, yeah, you want to do that. You can do that if that's how you feel. Because when everybody else is spoiling the fuck out of the story that you watch on the live stream, and you won't get that same experience whenever that shit comes over, if it ever does, well, hey, you just gonna be shit out of luck.
They've been doing it for the past few generations, and they've been waiting for a few fucking games, so...
It's been 5 years, Adam, since Bloodborne came out. 5 fucking years, man.
Yeah, I know, and they're still waiting for it, and they can continue to wait. I'm sorry.
That's why I'm like, okay, before we get up out of here, bro, Jason Schreier was on Iron Lord's podcast, as you know.
Yes, I know. I told you.
Did you watch it?
No.
Okay, well, let me wrap up what he said so we can get up out of here soon. Basically, when they asked him, it was a super chat. A $5 super chat that asked him about the Horizon Zero Dawn. I was lucky as fuck because I had just started watching this shit. And I think it was like halfway through. We were about to go live. So it must have been about 10 minutes before we went. He didn't acknowledge it as the sources. He acknowledged it as something that he wants. He at no point during his discussion about that, he did not acknowledge sources or say, you know, anybody else. He said that that's what he wants from the direction because he doesn't want the tribalism in gaming on the gaming community.
Yeah.
This idiot did an article saying it's coming to PC though. That wasn't his opinion.
Again, when he was asked the question, he did not sound very confident. He sounded like one of those PC guys. You know the ones we talked to that said it's a good idea?
I'm gonna head to that nerd's house and stick him in the dumpster. I'm getting fucking sick of that guy, dude.
Bro.
He published an article. Can't somebody sue him? Can't Sony sue him or something?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. You have not saw Kotaku get any interviews.
No, let me just say something real quick, because I see this shit from Xbox fans, PC fans, any sort of fan base, right? The amount of times where I see people say, why do you know, who listens to IGN, GameSpot, Kotaku, Polygon? They're not, what's the word? Fucking reliable. They're not, punctual. And then all of a sudden, they bring out this article. By the way, he mentioned this article before Christmas, and it was about
the 17th. Yes.
Or about PS Now. And then he said it again after we go into the new year.
Actually, he did not. Look, bro, the first rumor did not confirm PlayStation Now. Everybody kept telling me, no, he's not talking about PlayStation Now. It's really coming to PC. It's really coming to PC. Like, this, I swear to God, the December rumor was not about PlayStation. Not the way that they worded it.
This is why, for me, right, when I signed up for Twitter, obviously, my fundamentals...
I'm going to go find that video, Adam. Again, I'm going to find a video and play for you.
I signed up to... my reasons for getting on Twitter was nothing to do with gaming. Was nothing to do with any of that. It was to do with illustration, graphic design, art, right? Design, all that stuff like that. And when it comes down to right now, I'm sort of using it for gaming and talking about gaming because that's something that I like to talk about. And obviously, I've kind of just broadened my horizons of like what I like to talk about on my Twitter. It goes back to what I said. When it comes to this news in general, right? It's as simple as this. To any fucking PC fan or whoever's wanting this game to come for other platforms, has it been confirmed by Sony? Has it been confirmed by Guerrilla Games, Herman, or any other person? No. In that retrospect, then it's not true, right? It's not real. It's fundamentally not a fucking thing. Until they say it, then you can talk about it. Then you can say it's coming to PC. But until then, it's not coming to PC. It's just not. It's not. Sorry, it's just not.
Well, you answered my second part in reference to the investigation.
I'm sorry, it's like,
So why aren't the articles already out saying it was his opinion, though? Shouldn't people be covering this?
Well, again, people should, but then it comes back to that thing, Sam. Who's going to do it? You know what I mean? The only people I see can do it is you, Jay, some other people. You know? Like, I've read loads of Jason's fucking articles, right? And I don't always agree with the guy. Most of the articles that I like of his are to do with game developers and studios, and just the internal aspects of what they go through in development and so on and so forth, like the crunching aspects of it most. But when he does news like this, a lot of the times it irks me because the sense
hey, Adam. Adam, I have not used this word going towards you ever, bro. But I'm going to use this word for you, and a lot of people going to be mad at me about using this word towards Adam. But he needs to be learned. This is a fucking red alert. This is a red alert, and whoever ain't here for this live stream, y'all about to miss out. Y'all got like 5 seconds. Let's get started. Adam, you got to listen to this. Sam, got to listen to what Jason Schreier says.
Thought there would be a middle ground that somebody would gravitate to, because it's like picking a school. You are already, like tribalism, you are already in one camp. You are already in another camp. So you can't really split it 3 ways.
Well, it would be interesting to see if it was good. And if it comes back and it's like Anthem 2.0 and it's actually really good, it'll be interesting to see if it.
Do you think they got a shot with Casey back? Just my last one. Do you think they got a shot?
I think Casey's current role is studio head, so I don't think he has hands-on in the direction. I think he's more of the
whoever is here. Y'all better get here. If y'all listening and you're not viewing, you might want to bring people in because he's about to come up.
A lot of people in Star Wars: The Old Republic, who are talented people who are now working on
He
this thing.
seemed to have gotten fatter.
I mean, there are a
like
lot of
really
ways
fatter.
this could go, but I think
You call him Fat Man?
Casey's involvement
Nah,
now is
I'm
more
just
The
fucking with
discussion
him.
about Anthem.
Saw him on the stream, Jake. Like, he looked fine.
So we do have
What happened?
He's
Here we
discussing
go. Here
about-
we go. Here we go.
Cloak 901. I definitely butchered your name. I apologize. Jason, do you think the rumored first-party games from Sony going to PC is good for gaming? I think it is. Question.
I think it's tremendous for gaming.
Yeah, they got bad at
My
you.
ideal world is like no consoles anymore because they're all just like open garden PCs where you can just play anything.
So he doesn't want consoles anymore.
Because we've become accustomed to this closed garden ecosystem where like the consoles all have their exclusives and people only make games for specific consoles. And if you think about it, if you like really step back and think about it, that is so bad for the customer as opposed to a world where it was like imagine if you could only play your Sony Blu-rays on your Sony Blu-ray player. Imagine if you could only watch like Lionsgate films on the Lionsgate.
Wasn't that funny? Okay.
It's easy to say that, Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer has got this thing right there where he wants Xbox all over the place on everything.
Let's just get to it. Let's just get to it.
I love that philosophy from him. I don't understand why they're still doing an Xbox Series X instead of an Xbox that runs Steam and is open garden and lets you play anything. That's what I want to see.
Let's get to.
So he's talking about what he wants to see. He not one time. Listen, hold on. He not once talked about the source. He didn't. There's no source.
One sec. Right at the end there, he talks about how he wants Xbox to be like Steam. He doesn't want them to make a brand new Xbox.
No, he didn't say that, Adam. He said he wants Xbox to have a Steam on it. You want me to rewind it? He wants Steam to be on Xbox. He wants
Xbox. Yeah, but again, like he doesn't look at Xbox the way we're talking about them right now.
Exactly.
He wants Xbox to be like a PC, like Windows desktop, that sort of shit. Like I'm saying, he doesn't want it. Like fundamentally, he thinks that Xbox as a console doesn't need to be around anymore. It's just
hold on, Adam. Hold on. Let me break this up. Future Element. We're listening to Jason Schreier. Jason Schreier was on the Iron Lords podcast. Jason Schreier is the guy that started the rumor from Kotaku that said that Horizon Zero Dawn and other PlayStation first-party exclusives were on their way to the PC platform. So that's what we're listening to.
Can I just say one thing about Jason Schreier?
Yeah.
And he's been called out on this before, but a lot of people, including myself, feel that he says what the companies want him to say. And some people believe that he is because he's always been supporting like the stupid ass shit that companies say and do. He supports them. So right now, yeah, of course he thinks Microsoft is saying the best thing. Like he was defending loot boxes. So, I mean, you got to think about it like that. I don't listen to anything he says, basically. Whether it's a rumor or if it's fact or whatever. Even if it's fact, I don't listen to him because he's always for the side with the money. It's like he's not even there for the gamer.
You know what's the bad news? There's more. And I need both you and Adam to listen to it because I want to hear your take on it. There's more.
Jason, because you literally transitioned into my next question. Shout out to 204. All right, so next gen console consoles are on the rise, right? They're coming in 2020. We got two differing approaches, right? We got Microsoft. Obviously we had the Video Game Awards reveal, the Series X, the Hellblade, and as King jokingly calls him, Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer, Xbox only begotten son. Yes. Xbox only begotten son.
He's saving my box.
He's very aggressive, and we know they're very aggressive with the philosophy of Game Pass versus Sony, who seems to be taking more of a measured, patient approach to PlayStation 5 and as far as the reveal, but we do know that they're doing exclusives to PS5 only as opposed to the Microsoft philosophy where for the first 2 years, that they're going to be kind of cross-generational throughout kind of bit. So
I think Microsoft philosophy is totally different. It's like more of like a phone thing where it'll be like certain like generations of like obsolete but go ahead. No, sorry.
No, literally that was
why. I know what he said, but if you looked at him, because he's on camera when he talks, they're still doing the Google Hangout stuff. I don't know why they're still doing it, but they're still doing it.
StreamYard. It's a
Yeah.
lot easier to use than
Okay. Well,
Discord.
it's TrainYard. It looked kind of similar, but so when he talks, you can see him. So he has a very like a pretty big grin on his face. Like he again, he's all for playing games on every platform. He really just liked that idea that the other guy said about Xbox being on cell phones and shit like that. I don't think this Jason Schreier, like people are worshiping him because they're making, he's out there making Sony look bad. Hey, they're gonna lose their exclusives. That's the one power that they have this gen. So I can understand why Xbox fans didn't give two shits about this guy. Now give a fuck about this guy, and this guy's credible. Coming from Kotaku, which is the worst of the worst. I say IGN is the worst of the worst. Kotaku is the worst of the worst. Follow them on Twitter for a whole week and see the bullshit that they put out. And you will understand why they're the fucking worst when it comes to clickbait and shit like that. You can't trust them. This guy, he really doesn't believe consoles should exist anymore. I wanted to rewind back to when he said it because a couple of you guys were talking, but I want to rewind back to when he said it. Fuck, man.
And Addict, could you give me a confirmation when you get a chance?
God damn, bro. Yeah, so they got so many advertisements on their fucking live stream, bro. What the fuck?
Very good at like being hands off.
No, you're not done watching it. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I don't care much about it. To be honest, obviously it's clear that they brought him on. They knew that the question was going to get asked.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think he addressed it any more than that. And
well, no, again, why do you think that?
Because it was an hour into a 3-hour podcast.
Well, no, Jay, he's on a podcast. Again, this is not a professional sort of podcast. This is not like, what you would go on for if you would go to IGN or whatever like that. It's not professional, so he's a part of Kotaku. He's got to watch what he's talking about. He has to.
Okay, but
the guy has credibility.
All I'm saying, bro, is he basically all he said. He didn't say it with any confidence that it's happening. He basically said that's where he wants the industry to go. That there's no more consoles. How the fuck can you be a game journalist and think that's good?
We're talking about a person talking about his thoughts and beliefs on what he thinks the industry should be doing. Just like what you think, just like what I think, just like what Sam
Did they ask him specifically about that article? What did they ask him?
That's why I wanted to play it again because here, Adam, I just wanted you to listen to it. You don't have to. You can mute me, but just hear it out.
No, sorry, Sam. I meant the
butchered name. I apologize. Jason, do you think the rumored first-party games from Sony going to PC is good for gaming? I think it is. Question.
I think it's tremendous for gaming. They
got that's not the question.
It's like no consoles anymore.
Did they actually ask him if it's happening or not?
Hold on, bro. You talk through that important part. Hold on.
Dude, they just asked him his opinion. They didn't ask him about the article. I don't care about his opinion. I want to know if that article's valid or not.
Casey's involvement now. Non-stop. Yeah, it will be called provocateur.
You can't skip this deal because it's every day.
It's a 3-hour podcast. If I find it, I'll let you know. But the thing about it is, even if they did ask him, bro, I don't think he's gonna he's gonna have like real sources because I don't think there's nobody in Sony that he claimed that there were three sources that are still working at Sony that said that that's what they're about to do. Bro, and he started spreading the rumor around December 14th or 17th, and that's something like that's obviously over 60 days. That's a 2-month-old rumor when it first started. Bro, if there was any truth to it, there would be major fucking leaks to it. Like you would see a website being made that the games are going over there. It might be able to be data mined on Steam. But there hasn't been anything like that. Nothing.
The problem is, again, this all like what he said. Then it all factors into what everyone fucking listens to that whole last year. there was a sense of, I think, was it Jim Ryan, and talked about how PlayStation needed a few multiplayer games, to dive into that. And also they talked about some of their games maybe going to PC
Well,
platforms.
I see that Kid Smooth jumped in there at the end, but I didn't see Jason Schreier pass. Hold on. I think he left after the first hour. So again, that's what I'm saying. I don't see Jason Schreier after an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, yeah, like I told you, man, the guy's not going to stay there for the whole friggin' podcast. Again, the guy has a
Yeah, so I
profession.
don't think I don't think I mean I could go see, but I don't think anybody really asked that
The
question.
Layden, Umar, thanks, man. But yeah, Umar, like I'm just said, right? Layden mentioned the multiplayer games. You also mentioned about first party games, maybe going to other platforms. Didn't confirm it. Was they were just talking about it. And again, for me, with this whole Horizon Zero Dawn news, because people will try like drive me into this in the sense of, it's a bad idea, isn't it? It's about, like, no, like I've already said my piece on this. I think that Horizon Zero Dawn going to PC, I don't mind if it does. If they charge them 40 pounds or $40, like basically a full price version of Horizon Zero Dawn,
Uh-huh.
which is like how many years old, and put it on PC, I don't care, because in the end they're giving Sony money. I don't care. Like, and as long as it's not day and date, I'm fine. Like I said it. I think I said this when we talked about it, like at the beginning of the year. If Sony were to release some of their big games at the end of every generation, not all of them, just some of them, handpicked, I wouldn't care. Would not care.
The thing is, bro, I saw something similar to that effect. It started with Rise. It didn't go over there day and date, but it went over there, I believe, the following year to PC on Steam.
Yeah.
And when the second phase of Microsoft's plan was to make the store and put the games on the store for the PC fans to buy it off
Yeah.
of instead of Steam, what PC fans basically did, they did the same thing they did many years ago. They boycotted Microsoft. Remember when Xbox Live was trying to be forced on PC and they did not pay for it?
Yeah, but they
And so,
could be forced, though. That's the problem, because
huh?
of what happened this generation. They could easily have been forced because of this generation. Like, look how they started. Of course Of course they were forced.
No,
Because it
what?
was.
No, not that. I'm just saying, like, they will hold off and wait until the developer or the company does the right thing that they want them to do. Other than that, they won't buy your shit.
But but then again, like I said, I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying a handful. Like, just maybe a hand-picked.
Yeah. So look, if it's handpicked, then hey, this is a what if. I don't agree with it. Okay, you agree with it? It's all right with you. Me, no. The thing is, the games that I know they want is not Horizon. That's a gateway. They will say that they're happy with it. They will congratulate Sony, and behind their backs, they will not buy that game. They will most likely pirate the fuck out of that game and mod it. And then that's it.
I mean,
They want Bloodborne.
I mean,
Will they buy it? I still don't know. If they have the freedom to pirate these games, if
mean,
they really
I'm
can
just gonna
pirate
put
these
this
games,
out
they will
here,
just
right?
pirate them.
If I was in that podcast and I was having to ask Jason Schreier a question, I would say, I forgot which one it was. I don't know if it was God of War or if it was Spider-Man, I don't know. But the best-selling game, I think it was like 19 million units sold or whatever. I would ask him that question of, so I would ask him, you mentioned Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC was good, right? And the aspects are, of it being good for gaming. But when you see that, like I said, like the game that sold 19 million units, I think it was Spider-Man, sold 19 million units, right? Do you think that fundamentally that kind of justifies them keeping it as an exclusive? Because there are a lot of games that come out every year that don't even get near to those numbers, and they're on multiple platforms. This is only on one. And I guarantee you that guy will be thinking, you're kind of right. Because it is that sense. It is definitely a fucking sense of it. Spider-Man sold, I need to have a look, but I think Spider-Man God of War sold over 50 million units, right? And there are, like, again, Resident Evil 2, right? That did not sell that many units. Resident Evil 2 Remake didn't sell that many units, and it was on every platform. That was a shocker to me. Because, again, that game should have sold shit tons of copies, fundamentally. And everyone was talking about it, ranting about it, but it didn't put those numbers up. And I'm like, why? There is no justification for it. There's no, what's it called again? oh fuck, was it? Excuse. Like that game, Call of Duty, GTA, right? GTA obviously is a big game, obviously. But look how much that game sold, right, when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's obviously the ultra fucking tier, right, of what you do not expect games to be doing, but that game can. But then when you see like God of War, right? When you see, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted, look at all of how many they've sold, right? They've sold over 10 million or even 15. I'm just like, if they're putting those numbers up exclusively, and then you look at some third-party games that are not even able to do those numbers, I don't see there being a fucking problem with them keeping them on PlayStation only. I really don't. But fundamentally, if they were to do it, if they were to put Horizon Zero Dawn, just say that game on PlayStation and give it to PC gamers for full price, I would not give a shit. Because I think, it's been out long enough.
Look,
and
that's the thing, but that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. Look, I'm different from you. What you just said is a very honest thing, bro. It's nothing wrong with what you said. I disagree with it, but there's nothing wrong with what you said. But with the PC fans that I know, that's all they want. They were like, hey, bro, well, if we just keep waiting there, just give us everything we want. So let's not buy this hardware, which is something that they do want more people to buy outside of the ecosystem. And let's just wait, and they will wait until however long, until they give in and start giving us more games. And if they don't give us what we want, we won't buy it until they give us the thing that we really want. Mm-hmm. Will they make a profit off of a game that's dead? Yes, I can't deny that. They will. But the end result is something I clearly don't want, and not when I'm being a console gamer, is games to be day and date, which eventually even PlayStation will do if they feel that they need to. If they start to be reliant on the PC community for revenue, they will eventually put their games day and date. But look, this is why I don't see this rumor as realistic. Why would PlayStation do it when they're in a way better position? They sell more fucking copies of one game alone. Let's say Spider-Man and God of War. Fuck it, one game. God of War. God of War sold more than a lot of their last biggest exclusives combined, including Gears, Halo, and Forza. Like, that's factual. Even their smaller games, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves, Ori and the Blind Forest. Like, if you really add all that shit up, it still doesn't match the amount of copies that God of War has sold alone on one platform. I can understand that Xbox did it. But me personally, I can't understand why Sony would do it. Again, this is something that he claims that people told him, but I can't take his word for it because this is something that he also secretly wants. Like, I got it right here on recording, and I have to make sure that I can go get this recording off. I got the timestamp, but I need this recording because this guy literally says he would love a world where there were no consoles and that every game was on PC. And I'm like, I don't know Jason Schreier as a gamer.
We're talking about people. We're talking about people's stances on whatever topic it may be, right?
It's just a bullshit. It's a stupid stance. It's a stupid stance.
Think of it in this way, right? Think of it in this way. Martin Scorsese, what did he say about Marvel films? That's his stance, right? People don't like it. People got pissed off about it, but that's his stance. James Schreier is exactly the fucking same format, right? That's his stance on exclusive games. Fine, don't care. But does that necessarily mean that you've just confirmed that it's going to be happening or not? No, you don't. Like Sam said. So, and that's what the question was. But he ducked the question because, again, Jason Schreier is a person that has again. I don't know. Again, you guys may think differently. The guy has credibility in the sense in the outlet that he works around, right? If he
I have a problem with them. No.
I want to know. Look,
the way they asked that question, they copped down, and they should have directly asked him, "Was this article?"
The reason why they
no, bro, they don't want that. They don't want that shit to be.
So why the fuck have him on the show?
Because they want more people like that to come on their show, and if they ask these weird, if they ask these questions that kind of frustrate that person or lead them into the sense of I'm not coming on the show anymore. Like for instance, David Jaffe, right? He went on to Weapon World. What happened? He randomly just left. because he got bored. He didn't want to be a part of that podcast. And it's like, oh, so who wants to be a part of their podcast in the future? No one.
I already knew that, but.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying though, Sam. Like when it comes to James Jones, you gotta treat them in a certain way. If you want these sort of people, and you want to grow your channel, or you want to grow your podcast, you want these people to come on. Like, for me, I would love if we got like Neil Druckmann, Bruce Straley, or Corey Barlow, or whoever, like coming off podcast and we talk about.
I mean, if we ever do, man, are we gonna humor them like these tools? I mean, I want to ask them shit I'm like annoyed about.
I will not humor these guys. I will ask them hard hitting questions. I won't make it too aggressive. But I definitely want to ask them real shit. I want to ask them about like what they think about gaming.
Them asking them that question, talking about Jason Schreier, wouldn't have been aggressive at all. I don't understand why it wasn't asked. It's a simple question to answer.
Hold on. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. From what I've researched, the Iron Lords, they're predominantly they're Xbox fans. They're not really like native PlayStation fans or they support Xbox. I
would love to get Sean Layden on this podcast. I would love to.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I think we can. I don't think we cannot get Sean Layden. I think we can get a lot of people on this podcast. But that's what I was telling Big Money, bro. We don't have to dip into the Crumbside well. I don't know why he thinks we gotta dip into the Crumbside well and get Crumbside members on this fucking podcast. The fuck, if they don't want to have shit to do with me, that's cool, man. I ain't gonna stop gaming, and I'm not gonna stop talking about games. That's my passion. I love video games. But we don't have to keep worrying about we're not gonna get views from the crumb side, or we're not gonna get people from the crumb side.
We already got some of the biggest people on the show already.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, bro. Our thing is we get new people almost every weekend. That's what we did. And we can go to the other side of gamer, where there's a ton of gamers to dip into, and there's a lot of developers to dip into, like indie developers, which I will start reaching out to them. Adam can reach out, you can reach out. I want to see if we can get the developers from MLB The Show, so Sam can pick their brain.
And he blocked me on Twitter too. I'd love to have him on the show.
What happened?
No, well, he blocked me on my other account. The community manager. I hate that guy.
We're gonna try to get those. We want to get some bigger people on there to pick their brain. But the thing with Jason Schreier, they're Xbox fans. They're not gonna ask him that question for him to deflect and then people leave. Because if they ask that question, that was 58 minutes in. Okay, he left at an hour and 20 something minutes.
There you go.
So when he got the important question, he was almost already out the door.
He was out the door.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, and then the podcast was 3 hours long.
The guy knows that she was going to be talked about.
Exactly. He knew it. He knew it. That's why I'm like, if you knew that question is going to be asked of you, why would you show up? And then you're going to have a nerve to deflect it. And I guarantee you, bro, there were multiple questions of the same variety. And they did not read off those super chats. I guarantee you, bro. There's no way within the first hour that's the only one you read off of the super chat. They get more super chats than we do. I know they do. And I know a lot of those questions were directed to Jason Schreier, and they did not read them off. So, yeah, they didn't ask him that question. Short story, Adam. Because he was gonna deflect that shit. He was gonna say I can't comment.
He wasn't gonna answer it regardless. Doesn't matter.
Exactly. And then the people that were viewing to get that answer, they would have left as soon as he said that. They would have fucking left.
You weren't gonna get nothing from him, because again, doesn't matter if you like the guy, you hate the guy or not, or whether you take this with a grain of salt, but again, the guy's credibility in the industry, right? People look at him.
Like a lot of people, Astros, right?
They look towards this guy in the sense of when he breaks news, whether it will be something like that or whether it will be something about a studio. Mm. Again, people look and look, just try to write this article. Let's read it, and it's read the article obviously to be honest, to be actually perfectly honest, actually, I've been seeing a lot more podcasts lean towards GameIndustry.biz more than Kotaku recently. And I'm kind of glad they are, because the writers at GameIndustry.biz, I've got to admit, their articles way better written. Way, way better. They go into nitty-gritty, they talk about the things that you want to be, the things that you want to know about, and it's confined, it's great. And when it comes to Jason, I felt like that article in December and that article in June, it kind of felt like he had nothing else to talk about. He just threw it out there like, hey,
look,
you remember
bro,
when PlayStation
I'm
was
gonna be honest. Let's be honest, bro. You might have not been able to get a lot of people for the month of January and February to visit, but that burst, like you said, that got more people than the whole month, or the next 2 months, which were January and February. And then again, he brought out he clarified the rumor more in January. So yeah, a lot of people went there, and they probably picked up way more views that would cover like a normal 2 month span. And like you said, he didn't have anything to talk about. But like I said, Dreams is out. I know Kotaku is one of the websites that will make a article about a specific level because they did it before when Dreams was in the early access and in beta. They made a fucking article about PT and Dreams. They literally made a fucking article about it, and it was like so bare bones, bro. These guys just live off of clickbait, and I hate it, bro. I just fucking hate it. But if we're done here, is anybody have any closing statements, any questions that the viewers want to ask before we get up out of here? Tomorrow is a holiday, so I will be home streaming something. What?
I said just said about the Anthony Newman thing about reinventing AAA titles, which I loved him saying that because like
what
that was during
what are you talking about?
What?
Huh?
You do you not see it?
Who?
Anthony Newman.
Okay.
Naughty Dog?
Oh, you said the wrong statement, bro.
No.
You said we invented AAA titles. No, that's not what he said.
No, I didn't say we invented. I said we about to redefine AAA.
No, you didn't say that first. That's illegal.
Not now. I mean back. Oh, fucking hell, Jesus Christ.
Redefine AAA the ways.
Dude, man, like I don't give a fuck, bro. Like he said that shit. I'm gonna go. He said this shit on Friday, and I tweeted about it. I replied to it like
that's
on the
what
day,
I wanted
but
to talk about.
Today.
I don't know if it's big news, but they did say something 4 hours ago on Instagram, Naughty Dog's official Instagram page. They put up, and this is what it's a box TV, old school box TV from the 90s, and it had Quarantine Zone on the TV. And it says, long time The Last of Us fans might remember this image from before the game was revealed in 2011. Can you... And I don't know. I didn't know the game was revealed in 2011.
Yeah. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, it was a TV with Quarantine Zone. So they was teasing The Last of Us before the game actually got revealed. That's pretty awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I want to know how long they've been working on part 2, man.
Well, that's when I remember when they did that because what was it? When did they announce it? Game Awards, yeah. When they announced it at the Game Awards, like I was like, oh wait, this is Naughty Dog's new game. I went, oh shit. I remember seeing it. I was like, damn, this game looks different compared to.
So when do you think we're gonna get the first gameplay trailer for The Last of Us? The next one, not the first. Do you think it's gonna be before PAX or after PAX? Because after PAX is March, huh?
So what are we talking about?
When do you think we're gonna get the next gameplay trailer from The Last of Us Part 2?
You won't get no trailer until.
Don't say launch, please.
I mean, maybe like a celebration at PAX. Maybe after PAX is finished, maybe they do like a little like montage of everyone playing it, enjoying it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe, you know what? That'll be a perfect chance for Digital Foundry to do their fucking analysis, bro. Oh my god, that's right. They're probably gonna have a brand new build at PAX. Yeah, I would love Digital Foundry to get their fucking hands on the new build.
I mean, I don't expect them to do a trailer. I don't expect them to do an actual trailer until nearing launch, like May. Yeah. That's when they will release a trailer. The next trailer will be their story trailer or launch trailer. Either way. Yeah.
Okay, any questions? Umar, thank you for all the support. My boy Umar been here, bro. You one of the newer supporters, man. And I gotta thank you for all the comments, bro. Everything, man. Just thank you so much. Frostbite, I saw you jump in here. You hit me up with the super chat, man. I want to thank you too. We're gonna go over the super chat shout outs. Raph the Emperor always supporting, man. Just you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. I got a surprise next week. I ain't gonna tell you guys what the surprise is until we stream next time. I'm not even gonna let the panel know, but I got something for you guys because you guys are fucking awesome. Really, it's fucking awesome to have good supporters, good people that believe in what we're doing here. You're paying attention to the gaming section of the news, not the drama, not the fake news. Like you guys are awesome, and that's what I want to surround myself with: educated gamers that can see through the bullshit.
Stop being ponies. Get the fuck off this podcast. Go on.
Shut the hell up. But yeah, tomorrow's a federal holiday, so I don't have work tomorrow. I will be home in a chat talking to Adam until he can't, hear out of his ears about the power of dreams. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna. I think I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do. If I don't go to sleep or watch something on Netflix, I might go stream on Twitch for Dreams. Just browse through the collection of new levels and update my playlist so I can help other gamers. But if anybody doesn't have anything else to say, we're gonna get up out of here. Anybody in the comment section want to say anything before we go? Anything? Nothing. As always, we all know.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Oh, hey, what's up, Snow Bunny? I wanted to say Adam sucks ass before we get up out of here so they can hear it this time.
Yeah, of course you do.
Adam, as always, stop sucking ass.
You piece of poop.